assuming nothing's broken, we should be good to go. It definitely looks broken. Hold on. Give me a second. Let's find out why that's like that. Why is that not capturing the way I want it to? Yeah, none of your audio is going through. Let's fix that. Nope. Why? What if I... Oh, hold on. Let's see.
I think I mean, there's the consolation bracket, which is. Oh, there is. Yeah. Everyone goes into the postseason.
Now, why might that not be capturing right?
As of now, you play. Well,
Austin,
okay, so
don't you fucking dare tell me bad news.
you're playing whoever is last place in the Cornerstone division. The problem is we don't know who the fuck that is because DD's two matches behind.
If that is Alex, so help me God, I'm going to kill myself.
I don't. It could be Alex.
Oh, that...
There's like it is very.
I'm
likely...
forfeiting and dropping if I'm playing Alex again.
That's
or he can get his bitch ass on champions and deal with it. I don't fucking care.
It is very likely. It's very likely DD, but it is.
That's even worse.
It is so funny that
this game sucks.
It is so funny that that's the reason why that was a problem. I fixed the audio issue.
Let's go.
What it was is that my we have to explain the full story for this, because trying to explain why there was an audio issue now doesn't make any sense without explaining why there was an audio issue like a week ago. Firstly, let me go. Where are we putting? Let me go. Yeah. This is fine.
Oh, I already have to slow down. Okay, I'm just gonna I'm gonna record the footage on OBS. The specific footage I need.
You're gonna record my VOD off of OBS.
Yeah, because all I need is the video. I don't really need the audio.
Where do I put? Nope, that's the pets
I gotta
channel.
make a thumbnail for this video, and I don't remember what happened in it.
That was the pets channel for that server. That's not where the VOD goes.
I don't remember if there was hype moments in this game. I think I just kind of clicked buttons and it worked out, to be honest.
Put that there. It always feels weird to put this. It always feels weird to put this link in my D&D server because there's not a dedicated channel for links, because there's a dedicated channel for each of the individual groups D&D.
You are the entirety of General.
So like I am just posting it into the general chat as like a hey, if you want to check out my podcast, please go do that.
Someone in another server I'm in that I follow was like, it feels bad being like the only person who posts in the self-promo channel.
And you're like,
I can now become the second.
And you're like, don't worry about it, dude. My friend who hosts our podcast has been doing it in 5 different servers for fucking 7 years or some shit. I am the only person who drops links for stuff in like half the servers I'm in. But you never know. We are live. Volume should be good. We really won't know. I mean, you couldn't tell if you listen to it now because it's just me talking, and my volume's not the issue.
Yeah.
But you guys look good.
Hopefully no one else's is the issue.
You guys look good.
So you're saying is we should talk in a normal volume and not just start shouting? That would be problematic.
Please
No,
don't.
I think we should start shouting.
Please, in general,
I think we should
don't
test,
shout.
right?
I can assure you we're fine. You don't need to yell.
I could test it just to make sure it's not like too quiet.
Sure.
Let's do. I mean, before we really get started, let's talk about this real quick. So, about what it had to have been 2 weeks ago now, Michael. We started watching shows. That sounds about right, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, we started like really we'd watched the first like few episodes.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, we need to actually watch stuff.
And so we sat down to start watching shows, and I was on, and Michael was about to get on, and all of a sudden I disappear from Discord because my entire internet goes out because it was storming, and it did not come back up for the entirety of that night. And then my schedule got really whack, and so it took us a while. And then we started watching stuff again, and we had no issues. We had absolutely no problems whatsoever. And that was Monday night. We were watching stuff, no problems. Tuesday, I get on to do D&D. I join Discord. All of my audio, all of my sound is working fine in my headphones. Like, I can hear Spotify, I hear all of the Discord noises and notifications when I join call. I can't hear anybody. They are all the lowest volume physically possible. And so we spend 45 minutes trying to troubleshoot what I can do. Because, one, I need to be able to hear them so I can play D&D. It's a pretty important thing. I'm not the DM, but it's pretty important for me to know it. It was also a lore session, so, like, it was a very conversation-heavy RP session. So, like, not being able to hear anybody's kind of a problem. Two, I stream it. So, like, even bigger problem that I can't hear anything. So I go, hey guys, crazy thought. Give me 1 second. I boot up stream. I open YouTube on my phone. Their volume is coming in perfectly fine on the OBS. So OBS is picking up their Discord audio at the regular volume, but I cannot hear them. And so we sit there and I go, do I just have to play D&D by listening to my stream VOD? And we try for a second, and they go, how bad's the delay? I go, yeah, pretty bad. And they go, that can't happen. It was probably worse of a pause than that was. They're like, we cannot have you play D&D with that kind of delay. And I'm like, okay, give me a second. I open Discord in web browser. Also get no sound in web browser. Despite getting it on sound on my phone. So this is narrowed it down to it had to be a tech problem that was related to my headphones, but was only impacting Discord voice audio.
That's so weird.
As we are, the solution we came up with was for me to go to my sound mixer and turn everything to 100. To which I said, please, by the way, if I tell everybody to shut up, I need you to shut up, because it means my audio went back to normal, and I don't want to lose my eardrums, nor my viewers' eardrums who are watching the VOD. We are maybe 45 minutes into playing D&D, and all of a sudden, all the audio comes back, and I scream. I go, please stop talking, everybody, 1 second. And I go and I adjust my volume mixer back to regular settings. Then, randomly, it goes in and out, just throughout the entirety of it. And so what I'm pretty sure it is that this headphone cable was not fully pushed in. However, that does not explain why the only thing it was impacting was Discord voice audio. I truly do not understand. So, Dylan messages me the next day. As he went back to the VOD to go double check some information, he goes, Sean, the audio's completely fucked up on OBS. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean it was working fine when we started? At some point, when I was messing with the audio sliders in my volume mixer, did OBS get dropped all the way down to 0? So OBS was capturing none of my desktop audio because it was all the way low. And that is what happened when I booted up stream now. Was I was like, why am I getting no audio? And I went, let me go to my volume mixer, and there it was. My system sound and my Discord audio were both as low as they could possibly be, and I went, well, that would have been the problem for Tuesday for the VOD. On top of this, the next day, Michael and I sat down to watch anime, and my audio is fine. I had no issues hearing Michael. We go to do the Anidol. Screenshots are good. Why would we have any issues with screenshot? Character names are fine. There's nothing wrong with character names. We go to do the anime OPs. I think we get the first one right without a video clue. We might even have gotten the second one right without a video clue. And then we get to the third one, and as you do on hard on anime openings, you go, yeah, we probably need a video clue for this. I go to hit the video clue, and Michael goes, Sean, I've lost audio. I go, what do you mean you've lost audio? He goes, I've lost audio. And I'm like, and so I close stream, I reopen it, it doesn't work, I close browser and stream, reopen it, it's fine. And so we go to the ED, it happens again.
Yeah,
When I
moment he plays a video, the next time it goes to play audio, nothing comes through. Just absolutely gone.
And so the solution we used for that was Michael went, I guess I'm just gonna open the EDs and I'm gonna play it when you play it, and we'll just say fuck it and just go. And so we did it like that, and I went, I guess you're streaming the shows tonight because this physically won't work. And then we come back the next day, and the same problem persists. And I'm like, okay, I want to solve this. What's the problem? And I'm like, is it hardware acceleration on Firefox? Nope, not that. Is it a Discord setting? God, do I not know? There's nothing. I was like, I fucked around with a lot of stuff trying to fix my audio for D&D on Tuesday. And I'm like, okay, I'll go screw around and I'll change a thing, see if it fixes it. I'll change a thing, see if it fixes it. Nothing. Suddenly it's fine. It works fine. And I go, okay, Michael, go to your advanced streaming settings on Discord. What do you have turned on and turned off? And he goes, this and that. And I go, I have that the opposite, and now it works for me. So we have the same settings flipped, and I had it, and it fixed my issue that he wasn't having with the settings the way I had it. And now it's all good. Now it's all fine. We're all good.
And
and
he also
dandy.
has an entire extra third setting.
I do.
That I don't even have.
I have a third setting Michael does not have in my
I don't
Discord
have
stream settings.
experimental stream sound pulling thingy.
Let me pull it up real. I can get this quick. So what we found out was, where is it? So like Michael had stream attenuation off and advanced tech on. Was that what it was, or was it the other way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have attenuation off.
And
Fuck.
mine worked when I had attenuation on and advanced tech off. So I think advanced tech was the problem. I also, however, have experimental method to capture audio from application for some reason, which Michael does
I
not
also
have.
have that
Yeah,
one.
Michael does not have it, and Michael
Yeah, that setting just doesn't exist.
and Michael has more reason to have
Oh.
it than I do.
Yeah, I think I do technically like my account is like technically built as a dev for like a thing I did one time in college or something.
But yeah, so that
Like,
was
I went through the process for that.
so that was my like 2 weeks of just nothing working, and like my internet's still garbage. I'll be completely honest with you. Like I'm very expecting things to go poorly. We're looking fine though. We're looking good.
It'll be fine, I'm sure. Surely nothing will go bad.
Fine. I'm gonna start
You mean to tell me
recording.
Discord's not a reliable service?
What? No.
No, well,
I get-
What I heard, Discord only makes changes that their users like.
I just don't. I truly cannot tell you how befuddled and destroyed my mind was that I had an audio issue that was exclusive only to Discord voice audio from other people. It insane. Even stranger is that you would think, given the nature of how things were, that if I went and streamed, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember if when I streamed my desktop, if everybody could hear their audio or not. I do not remember what the outcome of that experiment was when we were trying to find solutions, but no, it was bad. We almost cracked down to someone giving me their second Discord account so that I could join the server in their second Discord account on my phone so that I could still be streaming the Discord with all of the sound, but then also have the audio going through headphones on my phone.
That's actually insane.
Yeah, no, truly the worst experience I had. Like, we delayed D&D for literally half an hour, if not longer, because of me. But I was like, this sucks. I'm sorry. I'm like, I gotta figure this out and fix it before podcast and other D&D on next Tuesday.
That's fair.
Yeah. So I'm glad this looks like it's working, and we are fine now. Do we have... we can do other things in a bit. I think we should. We started
Get
before
started.
10 o'clock. Let's grace ourselves with the let's grace ourselves with the fact that this is a podcast that we might be able to finish before midnight.
No.
Doubtful, but we can try.
Hi everybody. Welcome. Now that
Thank you.
now that we're done talking about tech issues, we are an anime podcast and we are here.
No, we're a Tech Issues podcast.
This is we are checking. Oh, I don't want to be not the bingo board.
Amelie?
Welcome to Saber Slay, Anime Fray,
Scuff Queen.
a podcast where we have 11 shows this season, brand new airing shows. They are not sequels. They are not short forms. There is a remake. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it. We will. It's on the list. Each of us has 2 shows, except Mason, who has 3 shows because he won a wheel. Congrats, Mason. I'm sure you're having a great time.
I am
Yeah, we'll talk about them.
kind of.
So we have 11 shows. We have watched the first 3 episodes of all of those shows. Please ignore the fact that some of our shows have 7 episodes out and that we are starting this podcast on August 16th
not talk about
into
it.
the summer season.
Surely there will be no other further delays in scheduling because of people's schedules and busyness. That would be crazy.
I assure you,
Definitely
I'm
not.
going to tell you right now with the nature of this podcast, we are probably just going to shoot this podcast with 4 people a couple of times this season. And I'm going to do my best to, if I can find a week where I think it is doable for all of us to say, hey, we're doubling up, because maybe we want to do something for the next season. The next season, fall is usually such a fucking wash when it comes to schedules on top of what summer is. But we'll see. I know I have a vacation. But
I most likely will have a vacation.
yeah, and then it's also
consecutive weekends with things going on in September and October, but we'll talk about it later.
yeah, and then it's also holiday season, like for 3 months straight. So you know, it's always the best season to try. But if we're gonna make this season work, we can sure try to make some fall work. But yeah, so we have 11 shows. Though those 11 shows are in order: Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You, Jaadugar, Ghost in the Shell, the remake, Goodbye Lara, aka The Little Mermaid, again, Black Torch, Love Unseen Beneath the Clear Night Sky, Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games, Though I Am an Inept Villainess, Kaiju Girl French Word, I Want to Love You I Want to Love You Till Your Dying Day, and oh boy was I wrong about her. I'm not even gonna try.
Oh
it.
boy.
I am
I
gonna
didn't think
butcher it.
Caramelise was that hard to
Caramelise?
say.
I'm gonna butcher it. You didn't want to hear me try. Kaiju Girl Caramelise, thank you. So those are our 11 shows.
I think it's how it's pronounced.
They go down in talking order. Austin, John, me, Michael, Mason. That repeats, and then Mason has an extra show at the very end. So that's that. We have 3 shows for each of those. We have 3 episodes for each of those shows. Not 3 shows for each episode. That'd be crazy. And yeah, we can, I think we can start to get into this. There is a thing here that we typically do, which is that, after watching all 3 episodes of our shows, since we've watched 33 episodes of anime, for this episode, we put together what is essentially a power ranking that kind of represents our thoughts generally on the collective 3 episodes we watched for each of our shows. So we have ranked these shows 1 to 11. And you will see that there is a bold on some of these shows, and that means that, in the category, in the sections I've split the power ranking, if a show is uniquely alone on somebody's list and not on somebody else's, it has been bolded. Congratulations, John, you have no bolds this week. You are the
wow.
only
What can
one.
I say? Milk toast takes only here on my channel. Let's
Um,
go.
If you
No.
joined us last
Oh,
season, you might have saw
I have
that.
no opinions. Let's go.
Last season, the problem was that too many shows were very good, and it was really hard to figure out where we wanted to put some things, but there were definitely some shows that were very clearly very good in everybody's mind. This season, I think we just all have opinions. This season, I think we just all have opinions across the
I
board.
like Mason.
Especially
Mason, your
those.
bold is really funny. I gotta say, it's a very Mason take, and I love it. I
Okay,
very much
so,
love it. 'Cause I
so-
hard called this coming into today. I was like, I gotta.
Michael-
Mason's gonna put Black Torch
Michael
really high, and he's
also
really
hard
bad.
called this, and I told him that I didn't think this would happen, and I am wrong.
Because is in my head it was Snowball Earth again.
Okay,
Where I was like,
so-
there's things here you could like.
so let me tell
Sorry,
you
go ahead.
a couple of things. First of all, Black Torch was one of the first shows that I watched, and that was about 3 weeks ago.
Fair.
Second of all,
This is always the
um,
case.
My bottom two are definitely my bottom two, and then everything from like
1 to 9,
5,
honestly.
yeah, like 1 to 9, like 2 to 9, honestly, are just where the fuck they fall. So
I'll give my caveat about my power ranking, which is if you are not above my show that is at number 8, you got a lot of work. That's my threshold. If you're not above 8 for me, there's a reason you're below that show, and we're gonna talk about it.
Can I just say, man, this season, if you like girls kissing, this is
Oh,
the season
boy.
for you.
Oh
If
boy.
you like, if you like Yuri, you're in luck. Cause holy shit, bro! Like at least 5 or 6 of our shows are very clearly hinting.
And there's still room for a couple of these.
That's
You
okay.
never know.
And
what's
we still
gonna-
have straight relationships too. Everyone just fucking in these shows, bro. Sorry, restoration magic. Restoration magic doesn't count. They're
Some peop-
healing.
No,
Oh,
some
true.
people are fucking
Hey,
in these
hey,
shows.
sometimes after a rough game of League of Legends, I just want to kiss the homies to make it all feel better.
can confirm.
Thankfully, I'm engaged to one of the homies, so we're good. But like, it's a shame he lives in Cincinnati.
That doesn't
Anyways,
sound like killing myself.
What the fuck?
But let's I think we can get into talking about these shows. I want to say, by the way, I know a lot of the times we'll get to it when we really get to it, but sometimes there are shows on this podcast that are difficult to talk about. I never want to hear anybody complain to me that their show is difficult to talk about, because I'm gonna have to talk about Ghost in the Shell.
I don't. What do you mean? Show from the 1980s that got transported to now. That would have been a banger 40 years ago.
Yeah, that randomly has entire paragraphs condensed into
We'll
subtitles
talk-
you have to read in 3 seconds.
We'll talk
That
or
give
that
important lore
we'll talk
definitions.
about it when we get there.
I love me a good show that prints you subtitles that you get about 0.3 milliseconds to pause and read before the next subtitle comes out, or it just disappears completely. And my brain goes, bro, if I read Japanese, I couldn't read that.
Yeah.
Like-
I just went. If it's going that fast, it's not important. I'm just gonna pray.
Except the problem is, Michael, I do think some of it's important. Austin,
Correct, 'cause it explains all the
as-
We'll
text.
just put an arrow and be like, we put this here for the manga readers that care.
we will get there.
As someone watched Bakemonogatari, par for the course.
It could be Tatami Galaxy. You're right.
True.
Austin, let's kick it off. You had the luxury of first round picking Smoking Behind the Supermarket with you.
Yeah, so our story focuses on an old man, and I say old man as in like he's like in his mid 40s, which is like you know as we
No, he's in his mid 40s.
yes he is in his mid 40s.
grade, bro.
As we get older is a number that is becoming scarier, even if we're still all in our late 20s, 30s.
Late.
Who's in their late 30s in this call? Who's lying to me?
I said late 20s
I know.
and
No, I know.
30s. It's John. It's just John. Sorry, John.
Sean said his late 30s.
What?
I'm almost there.
Hang on, I gotta have my water.
And my guy is an awkward, overworked salary man, and the only joy that he gets out of his day is going to the supermarket and seeing the smile of the clerk, who's just like a healing presence for him, not in like a weird way, as he says himself, but like just because it's just like, oh, she's cute. It's a nice smile. I can move on
Good
with my
vibes.
day.
Good
My
vibes.
Camera. The light on
But-
is flashing.
My guy Sasuke is overworked as shit, so he's like, I need to smoke because that's the other way that I can relieve stress. Oh no, the cute cashier lady isn't there. The one that I see every day isn't there. Guess I'm gonna go like smoke a pack behind the supermarket. Title drop. Anyway, so he goes there, and there's another girl there who suspiciously has the same colored hair, same height, same proportions as the cashier, but she looks
That could
like
be anybody.
alt-
That could be
she looks
anybody, bro.
alt and like stylish as fuck. Not like the like innocent smile kind of gal that the cashier has. And she's like, sup, and she revels on teasing the shit out of him, and she's like, hey, you line up in front of that cute cashier every time you come in. I see you. Not gonna tell you from where, but I see you. what's up with that? And he's like, "Man, I'm just overworked." And she's like a healing presence, and like that is all. Except he's a lot more like awkward about it because my god, because he that is it. And she's like, "Okay, this is an acceptable answer. I'm gonna tease. I'm gonna continue to tease the fuck out of him." And so a, a lot of the remaining episodes are just them. It's like them, him having an interaction with I have to remember which. I have to remember which is which.
Yamada is in the supermarket. Tamiya is out of the supermarket.
Okay, yeah. So usually it like the story is him interacting with one of them, and then the ramifications when he interacts with the other one subsequently. So in the first episode, he after the initial like meeting of both sides of her, he like thinks there's a brief moment where he thinks about just like, oh, I keep buying this like mochi chip, whatever. Maybe I'll like give it to her. But then like when he goes to smoke behind when he goes to smoke with Tayama, he's like, here, have this. I keep buying them. And she's like, oh, I've been wanting to try them. And then he goes into the supermarket and Yamada's like, oh, I've had someone gave me those chips recently. And she just like chuckles about how like dense he is, and there's like, oh, they must be really good friends.
They're really close. They must, and then they were roommates.
What is it? Episode 2. I'm trying to remember. He makes a coworker, one of his like junior coworkers, cry because he's like, probably nothing to his fault. It's just like new hire like jitters and stuff, and he gets told off for it, and so she teases him by making herself smile, which is like very similar to Yamada's smile, and he just like very much indirectly flirts with her and like says, oh, you look really pretty when you smile, or some shit like that. I don't know. And then like she just like goes up really close to him, just like drags his cheeks up, like, here, that's your smiling practice, go get him. And she goes and then the colleague, that junior colleague, goes and apologizes to him for like, I'm just overwhelmed, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm baby. And then the second half of it, it's like kind of structured into like episode halves more so than
it's kind of like shorts almost, like,
yeah,
it's like, yeah,
it's episodic, and then this is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
And basically the Yamada got like chewed out by the manager for like smelling like smoke, right? Is that?
She got a customer complaint because she smelled like smoke.
Yeah.
And the manager basically told her, it's fine. It's not a viable, like reasonable complaint. Don't worry about it. But
didn't he get chewed out first? I work for it.
That's the next.
He gets chewed out at work in like the following part because his boss tells him he smells like smoke.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He doesn't get chewed out as much as his boss just kind of says he smells.
His boss is kind of just a dick, but I mean,
yeah.
Black company, lol.
And so Tayama like shares some like tips to like not smell like smoke with him, and then like lends him some like, you know, stuff to, or was it lends him, or did he tell him about some? Yeah, she lends him some stuff to smell slightly better. And then like Yamada teases him and starts like, oh, you smell like Tayama, ooh. And then he gets caught behind the store by the store manager, like smoking, like waiting for her, and they chat, and she catches on very quickly, but then like her the ethics of her like not letting a customer behind the store goes down, where she's like, oh, there's love blossoming here, I fuck with this.
My rom-coms.
My rom-coms. And so like, but yeah, he's just, and then he just, and so they just have some more yapping and some more like flirtatious talk, and that is it for the episode.
He gives her.
We literally catch the manager in the car.
Yes, he does give her an ashtray.
I love that we catch the manager in the car, like finishing up a romantic novel on her break, and goes, "I need some more romance in my life." Oh, there's Yama. Perfect.
Shouts to her romance novel about melons. The wholesome.
The manager who vapes is one of my favorite characters.
Manager
I
who
love her
vapes.
so
What a
much.
She's trying to
character.
quit smoking, so she vapes.
Yeah, the
respect
classic.
it.
The classic.
It's modern.
I have to tell you, the urge that I have to fight as a person who despises people who smoke, not like personally, but like the act of
Yeah,
smoking.
I
As
also
a person,
fucking hate Mason.
as-
Jesus, Sean, why don't you say it?
hey, I've lived with smokers my entire fucking life, and my asthma
get
is
it, I
not a
get it.
fan. So like, as the guy who's gone to people's houses and they've been like, dude, you smell like. As the guy who went to college and would come back from breaks and Michael would go, damn, you smell like smoke, and I go, really? Sorry, dude, can't help that. Do I?
Sorry, dude, you got me.
I do desperately not care for the core conceit of what brings them together. But I can look over that because they're so fucking cute.
They're
So good.
fucking adorable. There's a
Peak
reason
homies.
I kept talking about this
Yeah.
manga for
Oh,
so
yeah.
long.
I also like, I really loved like the absolute like the difference in like how the voice actress for Yamada will just how stark the difference is. It's like, very, very noticeable. And like even sometimes when she's in like when she's in the Yamada mode, the Tayama voice will just come out, where she's like, God
Yeah.
fucking damn it, you're so dense.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's me at work. Unfortunately, I relate to this so much as someone who's worked in service my entire life, because I worked at a grocery store, and then I worked photo booths, and then now I work in a hospital, and it's just like, yep, the customer service voice is real.
Yep.
And it is hard to turn off sometimes.
As a manager of a store, yes.
Especially at work, because holy crap, I'm such a different person. It's very funny. That
Mhm.
Oh.
Amber literally jokes that, like, she's like, oh, I want to see you at work. I'm like, no, you don't. I'm very boring.
Michael got to experience this firsthand, where I'm sure Mason, maybe you gave me the synopsis of this show properly at one point in time that I should have known this. But we sat down, we watched episode 1, and I go, oh, he doesn't know that she's the clerk. I'm like, oh, that's crazy that this is the and Michael goes, what the fuck do you mean you didn't know that was the premise of this show, Sean? He's like, that's the whole thing. I'm like, I avoided learning that until right now.
I had a feeling too. I didn't know until I watched the
yeah.
first episode too.
I was like,
I get it.
oh,
Okay, now I get why
yeah.
people like this, because it's funny.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's so funny because it makes sense, because he is overworked as all hell and doesn't really see her unless he is tired. But like, it's just funny seeing the ways that she will manage to fuck with him.
But also, the longer this show goes, the more I'm like, dude, the worse. Every episode, it gets worse that he doesn't know. They introduce a new element to it where you're like, dude. Like, when the manager goes, Taima? Yamada? Really? My brain went, oh yeah, that is, wow. I'm like, wow, that is really bad of her. I can't, like, in my head, I'm like, oh, she used, like, another part of her name. Like, I was like, oh, it's like the other part of her name that he doesn't know. Nope, no, it's just, she
last name
just
or something?
fucking,
No.
she just fucking
No, she
made up
just
a name that
rearranged
was, yeah,
letters.
kind of, yeah. Changed a couple, but mainly rearranged it. Yeah. Insane behavior. This is one of, there's a couple of shows where this happened, for me, in this set of 3 episodes. This is definitely one of them, where the more time I got with this show, the better it got. I thought the first episode was fine. I didn't think it was really, I thought it was cute. I didn't think it was anything special, but I really enjoyed, like, the more this went, the better I thought the episodes were.
The more you fuck with the characters. yeah,
Whereas
I feel
there is
that.
there is a show that I'm going to talk about where I think it had a really strong opening episode, and then it has slowly lost me a little with each additional episode. So I'm excited to talk about that for me personally. That'll be really fun. But no, this is great. I'm enjoying this. It is probably my favorite romance. I say that because when I talk about Villainess, I'm going to completely ignore the romance side of Villainess because it has not been important at all for these first 3 episodes, so I barely
I don't-
consider it a romance.
I would argue that like it just isn't there.
It is,
It's like
but
there for
like
a glimpse.
it's
It's
not
for a
there now.
glimpse, but not really.
It'll come back later. because it's a Villainess show, so it has to have the romance in it somewhere. But we'll talk about it. Michael is struggling.
Yeah, no, my camera's just fucked right now. It doesn't turn on.
It's fine, believe
I've
me.
switched it between 5 different USB sources. Not.
Unfortunate.
Thanks, Discord. Anyways, Discord's really good, guys.
No,
It's
this
really
isn't
cool
Discord. The
stuff.
camera itself's dead. I think.
Oh,
It's not showing up in Razer Synapse as a compatible device.
That's fine.
It shows up when I like if I
Yikes.
unplug it and plug it back in. It shows up for a second, and then will just disappear.
Neat. Michael, you want to talk about smoking behind the supermarket?
Sure. I mean, show's cute. These two are adorable. He's a dog. He's a little golden retriever boy. He's adorable. She's great. This show's cute. I think I'm just not like super duper crazy interested in the two of them yet. Like I like how we're getting more just like random stuff with Yamada. Like her thoughts on the stuff that's the stuff that's really cute. I'm like, yeah, that's good. I like that. And also introducing the manager, getting a new character in the mix. Like that's the stuff I like more.
It's a little
Like,
slow
yeah,
burn, slice of
yeah.
lifey, and it's like, I'm also like, it's not bad. It's just it's
yeah.
not as like. It's one of those shows where it's like it's always going to be a good episode. I don't know when it'll be a great episode. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Or like how
Yeah.
they would manage to do that, because it just feels like a show. It's like, yeah, this is my comfort show, but like, is the comfort show the best show we have? I don't know, and that's something let's see as the season progresses, obviously. But no, I agree. It's very good at what it's doing. I'm interested to see kind of where it like progresses to, because I'm like, I don't know if I want this to progress outside of just being homies. You know, I'm fine with him like figuring it out and that stuff, but like, I kind of like the homie dynamic. You know, and I
And-
know like I'm sure there's like the romantic subplot, obviously, but like whether or not that actually is a thing or not, or if it's like one-sided, who knows, right? But go ahead, Sean.
I know Michael holds this opinion. I think it's maybe an important thing to talk about real quick now at the start of the podcast before we start getting into
Problematic
everything,
age gap.
because it will no. Hey, here's my thoughts on this. They haven't brought it up in the show. Why talk about it yet? We can have that conversation when it gets pointed out by somebody in
No,
the
I
actual
agree.
show. Because
Also,
it's
I
also
think
not a
mature adults,
problem,
who
but
cares?
it's fine. Yeah.
I think mature adult who cares,
Yeah.
but that's a whole nother argument.
But one of Michael's big point about this season is comparing this season to last season is striking in terms of like, I know Michael holds the belief that there is not a show this season for him that is firing the same way as some of our top shows last season yet. And I personally do agree with him. I don't think anything has blown me away in a way that a couple of our shows had already done at the start of their 3 episodes last
I
season.
think that's
I
fair,
think
but I also think like there's shows that I was very much like, ooh,
these
I'm
these-
very invested in this.
I
Maybe that's
feel
just
like
apothecary, but we'll get
this.
there.
I feel like this like slate of shows has been like very like relatively slow to start.
yes.
It's a lot of ramping. A lot of ramping is happening.
I think by the end of these 3 episodes, a question that a lot of our shows leave you with is, do you care about what it is building to? If the answer is no, you're probably not very high on it right now because of how slow the build is. Like, if the build is slow, so if it has not made you intrigued by what it's doing, you're probably not gonna like it. As much as some of the other stuff. I think that is probably also why we're so varied on opinion about a lot of this, because I don't actually think any of our shows, contrast to last season, where I thought at least one of our show was dog shit. I actually don't think anything this season is bad. I think
No, I kinda agree,
I
yeah.
think everything is at least. Yeah, I know you have opinions about 2 shows, Mason. You will get to talk about them when they come up. I disagree heavily with you, but it's fine. I do think like, and this is coming from a guy who, spoiler, I don't like Black Torch. I also don't think it's abysmal dog shit. I think it's a perfectly fine action shonen. We'll talk about it soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, that's like, and like I said, does anyone have any more to say about Supermarket right now? Great,
No.
because that'll be a good transition.
cute.
I was gonna say, speaking of shows that are ramping, but are definitely piquing my interest with the ramp, Witch of Mongolia is definitely one that is doing that right now. So you guys cool with me talking about it a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think
Go
we need
with
to
the
talk about
Jaadugar.
smoking a little bit more.
Yeah, I was talking about smoking a little more. So,
So,
hey guys, PSA is a
in
nurse
your-
smoking
yeah, I was
bad.
gonna say,
I
in your
know,
professional
I know, crazy
opinion.
concept, smoking bad. In my professional opinion, smoking bad. I know. Thanks, thank you. Please hold the applause.
You are not guaranteed to find a hot baddie by smoking. Please do not.
Unfortunately, no. Actually, most people do think it is gross, like they see in the background of the show. It is actually very out of fad, but except for specifically in anime, it's very weird. But in the Witch Mongolia, so we
I mean,
start out.
Yanni Neko exists.
And that's why people don't like smoking this season.
Hey,
But,
I'm gonna warn you right now. Michael watched the first episode of that, and he really liked it.
So, Witch of Mongolia. We start out in Tus, which is this Muslim city east of Persia, and we are dropped right into the middle of the rise of the Mongol Empire. However, we're not in the Mongol side of things. We're in the other side of things, which is the Muslim area, where we see Satara, who is this slave of this scholar, gets pushed to be like they come visit the scholar and he goes, hey, educate this one. I will take this one with you. I'll make this deal with you, but you got to take this one with you. Who is Satara? So she gets pulled into this slightly royal family, and really just kind of wants to run away because she really has no home. She's a slave. She understands this. But then she runs into a young man named Muhammad, who might be important in the future. Who knows? Could be anybody. Who's like the young man in the house who seems very wise beyond his years, very like informed, very like educated for his age, and very much invested in like learning about the world to discover certain things, right, and understand things. In which she ends up starting to study with him, starting to learn stuff, and she gets brought to the roof by Muhammad, who goes to the roof and goes, could you fetch me a large pot to one of his servants? To which she brings this large pot, and from like about like 3 stories up, just drops it in the courtyard. And everyone goes, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? And they're like, oh, my bad, dropped the pot. He goes, but you see all the reactions there? Why do they react that way? Why do people do this? Like, I want to learn all these things basically and learn about like why people kind of tick basically. And so he ends up leaving to a bigger city in which to go learn, and things are going well. Satara's starting to learn her scriptures, she's starting to learn how to study and stuff, and she's starting to really enjoy, even though she's still a slave, being a slave of this household. And one thing she's told is, hey, you are always a slave. Like, you need to understand your position and like respect that, like, just being alive is a valuable thing in itself, right? At the end of the episode, we have her, we learn that, the Mongols are starting to push into the territory and stuff. So the men are going off to war. We're going to hide in this little, scholarly bungalow in the basement, right? And when they come back, we'll come out, we'll be good to go, right? And they're down there. She's like reading a book. She's talking about all these books on the walls and all those things that her master's late husband had written and studied and things like that. And there's one specific book in there that was written by, I believe, her late husband. That is like very, very, very important piece of text, basically, called Elements. And then at the very end of the episode, they open the holes opened up. They're like, oh, cool, we're good to go. And then it's the Mongols who have definitely non-hostilely taken over the entire Tus city. The Mongols then in episode 2 proceed to take this copy of Elements because that's what they're looking for. They have a Muslim person with them who can read the Arabic script, and he goes, hey, go find anything in there that we're looking for. And he goes, I think this is what you're looking for. He's like, yep, this is the exact book my wife wants. All right, what do we do with the rest? Burn it. Don't care. Get rid of it. Satara takes offense to this because she's a dumb girl and is like, hey, that's stupid and lame, basically. And to which the Arabic translator goes, hey, he said you're stupid and lame and you shouldn't do that. And he goes, oh, okay. So she needs to learn her place and respect, and goes to kill her, in which the mistress saves her, or her owner saves Satara, and then Satara's captured by these invaders, the Mongol invaders. And
It is important that this mistress is named Fatima. This is
Fatima.
important.
To which
And she does call her
go
her
ahead.
daughter right at the end as well.
Yes, which is important because that helps lay the groundwork for what happens afterwards. So basically, all of the women and children and the elderly and sick are basically gathered together, and any craftsmen or things like that that are not murdered by the Mongols are taken as slaves and they're brought all the way back to Mongolia, like the capital. Because one of the famous things the Huns did is they took all the craftsmen and used them to build their own empire with their crafts and their culture and things like that. Because why wouldn't you do that? That's a great way to like build a giant nation and help manufacture this war machine across all of Asia, right? And so they effectively go on what is like in modern day terms, in American terms, we call like a Trail of Tears, basically, where they just get marched all the way back to Mongolia, through the hills, through the deserts. They're fed, but they are definitely broken people. They get marched out of the city, and they find the captured men and like soldiers and stuff, and they are killed in front of them, in front of all the women and children. And the ones that try to help or save them are also killed. And so they basically get marched all the way back. By the time they get back to this Mongol camp, one of the people in like the family of Satara is just too broken, and she collapses and dies. And finally, Satara's approached. She's finally on the breaking point. She's like, I'm just gonna go punch somebody and get myself killed and just let myself die and be over with this, right? To which she encounters the little translator boy that was with the Mongols, who spoke the Persian language that they spoke for them. And he goes, "Hey, just who I was looking for. Awesome. You're the daughter of that lady, right? The wealthy, I forget what she's called specifically. They call her like a noble woman daughter, basically, right?" And she goes, "Yes, me, the noble woman daughter." But kind of explains like, "No, I'm educated, but I am effectively a slave." And he's like, "That sucks, because I really was hoping you'd be a scholar's daughter so I could use you to advance my own position, because I really just want to not get killed here, basically, and I want to live a decent life." So in that process, they hatch a plan where he's like, "I'm going to present you to Tuli, who was the very general that sacked the city, and
Fourth
basically
Prince,
explain that,
by
hey,
the
you
way.
could read that book Elements that we took. If you want that book back, you need to be this scholar's daughter and help translate it to his wife who wanted this book, basically." Which is the whole reason they go on this journey, basically, back to Mongolia, is to bring this book to the General Tuli's wife. And so she gains audience with them. She learns a bit of their culture, like, hey, don't step on the cracks of the threshold. They will kill you on the spot. Make sure you're walking between two flames, I think is what it is, or they will kill you on the spot, because they are very rigorously cultured people. If you break any of those habits, they will just murder you. They do not care. And so she gets this audience. She feigns to be a scholar's daughter and claims her name as Fatima, because it's a much more noble name than the slave name she was given of Satara. And she goes by the name of Fatima now. And we finally, at the very end of the episode, reach. Oh, right, there was an eclipse thing. There was like she gets told to deliver something to another place, and they're asking about the solar eclipse that happened. They're like, "Hey, what did you see?" Because they're asking this old scholar who has the secret to immortality, and she goes, "Oh no, it did this, and then this happened and stuff." And they're like, "Oh, she is educated. That's actually very valuable." To which one of the guards around is like, "Hey, do you want to know the secret to immortality?" There isn't. Surprise. Anyway, see ya. Because the burden of knowledge is very scary in this world, because if you know something and you won't tell somebody something, they'll kill you for it. They don't care. And so basically, we finally crest on them finally reaching the Mongol city. I forget which exact name it is. I think it's just Mongolia. To which she encounters Tuli's wife, Princess Sorgatani, I think is how it's pronounced. But yeah, and so we now have met our location of noble woman with this pretend noble daughter or scholar daughter who can translate the Elements book that her old mistress is dead fiance or spouse left behind. So the whole goal is to get this book back, and she's trying to worm her way into and get this. And then meanwhile has a special connection with Muhammad, who has gone to one of the bigger cities, which we learn has also been destroyed and ransacked. So we don't even know if he's alive, which we do have a little blurb at the beginning. I was like, hey, this is the last time they're actually gonna formally be with each other in the same place. So it's very interesting. But yeah, this is a show that, again, has a ton of ramp going on. But for me, at least, I am 100% in on the ramp, because the world itself is so rich because
Absolutely.
it's history. And the characters are wonderful so far. And I just something about the art style is like abrasive enough, but so like rounded that it's like very unique and very interesting to watch. It's almost like a hybrid between like a like older anime and a modern anime with a little bit of Ghibli sprinkled in. And
Welcome to
it's just like,
Science Star.
Like,
it's so good.
Yeah.
Science
Science
Star
Art is just some bullshit.
Science Star was so fucking good, man.
it kind of like watching these 3 episodes kind of made me feel like when I watched the first 3 episodes of Orb for the
Yeah,
first time.
I can
Yes.
feel it.
Yeah.
This shit made me want to go research history, bro.
Dude. Okay. This show's such a fucking bummer, dude.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Did you think the show set in fucking the Mongol invasion was gonna be a happy fun time?
We're gonna learn and nurture this young mind enslaved girl. Also, we're gonna kill everybody. By the way, the Mongols. are here.
Everyone.
Ooh,
Not-
Everyone.
and
Not-
the thing you
not
hear about
to-
it, you don't hear like the direct thing of like the Mongols or this and that. You hear this tribe that has been invading cities, but
These
we'll be fine.
nomads.
It's just a smaller nomad tribe. Like, who cares, right?
At the head of that small nomad tribe is a man by the name of
Genghis
Genghis Khan.
Khan. And you're like, wait a minute. That's a
Wait,
name
I
I
know
know.
that guy.
Wait a minute. I've played Civilization 5 and 6. That guy was a problem.
I've read a textbook.
I've read any history book through 4th through 12th grade.
I mean, it is also just, I mean, not to generalize it completely, but it is also pretty common that just, unfortunately, if you are reading any piece of literature or engaging with any piece of media that is following a young female in Middle Eastern culture at around this time period, and even for a long time after this time period, is it gonna be a fucking bummer of an experience for you? Because it's just, especially if they are someone who is intrigued with learning, because that is just not a thing you usually get. There's a reason why they assume she is the daughter of a scholar, because otherwise she should not know any of the shit she knows. It is just not something you would have happen. Yeah, this is, I love this. This is definitely, I think, the thing I am most engaged with where it's going in the long term. I think this has the most interesting story of what we have going on. And it helps that Sitara, just is a little devil. She's just a little devil. In the most polite way I can say. Everything in episode 3, every decision she makes with the most spite and hatred in her body she possibly can, and I adore it the whole way through. The look she
honestly,
gives when
as
she
she
decides on
should.
her name, the look she gives, her face is just hollow and filled of only wanting to do the worst things possible to these people.
Yeah, Sitara's just fucking great. I think that's what makes this show stand out, is that she is such a good protagonist already. Like, she has such defined goals. She's a spunky little kid, and as Akane proved last season, we love spunky little kids.
Special on revenge stories.
It's like, yeah, not a whole ton has like actually happened, but because she's the one leading it, I'm just interested.
Yeah.
Which I think is it's what makes this one stand out to me, is that I just think she's such a well-made protagonist.
The orb comparison is very apt because it gets you in the right mindset for like what this kind of story is going to be centered on. Like, you're not going to get a lot of action. You're not like in the same way you typically would with some animes. Like, this is going to be a story that is like, it's gonna be similar to like Nippon. It's gonna be similar to Vinland Saga. It's gonna be similar to Orb, where like what you are doing here is like it is getting at the root of human nature and like the intellectual literature around whatever the center of your story is at. With Orb, it was, you know, astronomy.
Heliocentrism.
Yeah. With Vinland Saga, it is like Viking culture and like the transition period with the Anglo-Saxons and a bunch of other fun historical stuff, but also like getting into the root of like philosophical ideas about like life and death and the afterlife. This can go in so many different places. Whatever it's going to go in terms of like its philosophy, its intellectual literature. I'm very excited for this.
I don't remember, does the story actually define what Euclid's Elements is a book about?
Mathematics, right?
Okay.
math-
I wasn't
geometry.
sure if we actually got the...
It's actually Euclid's The Elements.
Yeah.
Yes, it is the math book.
Yes, because the idea is that Fatima opens it for her, and Satoru's like, I don't understand what any of this is or why I should care about it. And then she opens a more simpler book and is like, okay, do you understand this, this idea about mathematics applied to daily life? And she's like, yeah, that makes sense. That's really cool. And she's like, okay, this only exists because of elements. It's
You
very
can only
important.
assume these things because Euclid proved them in elements.
Yeah. I'm also really interested about the bullshit we're gonna get with some of the other female cast in this show because they have set up enough other characters. We have the wife of the second or the third prince, I believe. I don't remember which one it is. We get her name very briefly. She's the one dressed in blue.
The one that looks like Fatima.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
really fucks me up in the opening of this show, where the visuals in this opening make me very confused because then in episode 2 Fatima dies, and I'm like, whoa, dude. Whatever,
Yeah.
I was like, whatever you just showed me was a bunch of lies, and this character shit, I'm like, okay, now I understand better. It's a separate character who just looks a lot like her. A lot. Yeah, show rules.
The show also weirdly reminds me a lot of Ranking of Kings in a way of having this very like soft kind of cartoony art style and doing just fucked things with it.
Yeah. I mean, Science Saru is just, I mean, they can do literally anything they want with animation and it will look good. I don't know what, I don't know what they inject into their animators. I don't.
Not overworking them.
Probably. I mean, given the
think.
fact that they produce like usually one anime every 3 years, this being the exception, where I think they've been cooking Ghost in the Shell for a really long time. And then they
Yeah.
were also probably working on this like as a follow up on like a timetable. I have no necessarily proof of that, but I know we've been talking about them having Ghost in the Shell in the works for a while, and it shows. We'll get there, like
We've-
literally next.
Yeah, we've known about this for like 2 or 3 years, I think. So
Nah, dude, this rule. A little detail that I think is really cool is that part of the one of the things that the young boy says is like you have to walk through these fires because it is like a sign to show you're not like a heathen or a heretic. And then when she walks out and she sees the other woman across the field, the flames move in a way that definitely like it is the writing on the wall. That woman is if anything someone who is not particularly who is up to no good as well. She is
Deviant.
probably the place we're going to be getting the witch element from if we're taking
Yeah.
it into a more supernatural and not just like she is a scholar and a woman, thus she is a witch.
Yeah,
It is hard to
someone
know
who
which
knows
way
things
we're
is a
going.
witch.
Yeah, it's hard to know it's hard to know if we're going to stick very literal with very literal with it, or if like we're actually gonna get like magic. She does turn into a horse in the opening, so who fucking knows?
True.
Yeah, but they also ride a
True.
horse in Code Geass, and that never happens. So
But they do look good. Those horses do look good in Code Geass. If there's one thing Clamp can animate, it's legs, baby.
Kimi no Aibaga.
This show's really good. I had a really good time with this the whole way through.
It's very like I said, it's very much like it's not blowing me away yet, but the intrigue is so there. It's so like ooh, so many things can happen. So much political violence and stuff. Ooh, gimme.
Yeah, this is set up in a way where I'm really interested in what the fuck we're gonna do from this point.
I cannot wait to see her execute the downfall of everyone that has ever wronged her.
Or not,
As
you
she
know, or you know what, she might not. I sure want it, but dude, this is one of those stories where they could totally not do that, and I wouldn't really know. I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
Shit's good. I want more. Give more.
Let's talk about Ghost in the Shell.
Let's talk about it.
So, this is a reboot of Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. One that, as far as I can tell by looking at manga chapter titles and what everybody on the internet has said, is more faithful to the original manga run. I take that however you want it to mean. Ghost in the Shell is fun because this first episode opens up and I'm like, oh, this episode's kind of like a prologue. It's just gonna drop you in, like it's gonna give you a feel for like what it's gonna be like in the long term, and then it's gonna back you up and explain things. No,
No,
So,
not at fucking all.
we get thrown into this right away. They give you a little bit of it in an actual kind of slow text scroll that they also do read out loud for you. They give you like this is what like the technology is like right now. This is where we are at. This is kind of what's going on. Cyber terrorism. We have a foreigner who is seeking asylum in Japan who is bribing a governmental official, and the police are all here to take him down. And as they're about to bust in and get him, our main character,
Makoto.
Motoko,
Or Motoko.
but that's why I stopped because I always fucking get it wrong. Major Kusanagi, because she's going to be a major by the time we're done with this episode, pops in, blows this dude's brains out, and pops out. We get to see a little bit of the tech. They have these cybernetic connections that link minds between people, that are called ghosts. And so she is able to link with her team, her ragtag team she has, and occasionally that also means that it lets them get a peek into the inner workings of her mind, which is incredibly horny. Do not worry about that. It's also incredibly gay. Do not worry about that. This was from the fucking... This shit's old. It is incredible this shit is in here. Either way, the leader of the the leader of the police department, I believe he's the chief, Daisuke Aramaki, who in the dub I believe is voiced by ProZD.
Yes.
He meets Moko.
That fucking checks so hard. I wonder why I
yes.
like that guy so much.
He meets Motoko, and Motoko's like, hey, so like I got this order to assassinate this guy. What if me and my team just like do this for the government? What if you just make us a special unit, give us funding, and we do this for you? And he's like, and she kind of strong arms the Minister of Public Affairs into this as well, by blackmailing him to his face. And they're like, sure, yeah, we'll let you do this. Here's your first job. You're gonna go investigate a factory that's using child labor that is completely legal. Don't worry about that part of it. What we're worried about is they might be brainwashing the children, and that would be illegal. So please go look into that part. Like, these kids deserve to work in this factory. It's their only shot at a good life. But brainwashing them, that's a little too far. And so the team goes out and gets ready for this. And there's fun. Just an entire action sequence in their little AI mechs, where they fight this big jack dude. It's jungle warfare. This shit rules. And then they disband their unit because it doesn't quite go perfectly well. And it's too much funding to keep them going, and this was kind of a test run to just kind of show them that it wasn't gonna work. And then Daisuke's kind of like, hey, what if like you still work, but you work like directly for me? Like, what if we just kind of not bring you through the whole bureaucracy, and you're just kind of my special unit? How does that sound? And they're like, this could work. This sounds good to us. And so then episode 2 and 3 follows a plot point of there is another guy doing shady business with corrupt policemen who is also, I believe, seeking asylum from his home country. And they have hacked into like a government android and like fried her brain. And so the team is set to track them down, and they track the sources down to a trash disposal route. Where they get a hold of one of the trashmen, and he's like, I don't know what's going on. I was just told to place these things here. My wife left me. I don't get to see my kids. I promise you, I'm not doing anything bad. I'm just kind of living my life. And then Motoko's like, that's the guy we're after, and we get a cool chase scene throughout the city, and that blurs into episode 3. Episode 3, we get this chase scene. They catch up to him on the main street, and he just starts firing into the crowd. And then Motoko appears to be saved by Togasa, who is the inept rookie of the squad, who's got a loving wife at home. Great for them. Or girlfriend, I don't remember if they're actually married or not. But we find out that Motoko actually hijacked his ghost so that she could not let him shoot the criminal in the head, because he was just aiming for a headshot on him. And she's like, you can't do that. You gotta take the guy as like in, so for questioning. And he's like, I know that it's you, and I know that I gave you that, like, you have it, and it's reasonable, but it does feel really bad that you did that. And she's like, then just get better at your job. Is a diff. And so now they have this information, they know the real perp is meeting back up with the asylum seeker and the corrupt member of the government agency. And so they go in, they bust them down, they paralyze the government, they paralyze the guy so that he can't, like, do anything to escape. They bring them all in for questioning, and then they find out that this is also not the real perp. They are just kind of using people to get what they want. The garbage truck guy is actually so fucked that his entire life is a simulation. He has not had a divorce. He doesn't even have a wife or kids. It's all been made up.
Mindjacking is scary.
And we take a minute to have like
Terrifying, man.
we take a minute to have like a real ethical conversation between Motoko and Daisuke, where she's like, it is kind of fucked this happened to him, and Daisuke's like, is it though? Because, like, who cares on the grand scheme? If one person's life is fabricated, who knows? Like, him in the long run later when we reveal it, but in the grand scheme of things, like, anybody can have that happen to them and they wouldn't know it. Like, this is just the reality of the kind of world we live in. And then we hard cut to robots partying on the beach. Let's go, boys. Or AI mechs that are fully sentient on their own are just vibing on a dream beach scenario, talking about an AI uprising to get rid of the humans. One of them's really he's really going off. He's like, doesn't it sound better if we just ran the place? And the other robots are like, okay, but like the humans already give us oil, they already do our maintenance. Like, what good do we get out of an uprising, really? Like, it doesn't really change, like, anything for us. Like, nothing moves, nothing changes. It actually might even make the situation worse. Like, yeah, we could exterminate the humans, no problem. That's not difficult. Yeah, we could put the humans against each other and watch them exterminate each other. That's no problem. But what is there to gain? And then we cut, and then they all wake up, after doing a chant together. And we find out that Motoko has hacked into the AI's mainframe to make the one AI robot do this, so that they can have these conversations and come to these conclusions, so that they don't commit an AI uprising against them. And then we get a really nice moment where one of the Fukikoma, which is the name of the drones, goes out with Bato, who is like the big burly enforcer of the group and like engineer, and meets him outside. And they talk about God, and they talk about people who believe in God and people who don't, and he's one of the people who doesn't. But like he expresses like, because the droid's like, well, like, do we really want to take over? Humanity kind of sucks, doesn't it? And Bato's like, yeah, just a little bit. Like, you either live your life and die, or you live your life and you believe in a god, and then you die and hope that you have a good afterlife and maybe you get reincarnated, maybe you have another life, maybe you do better in the next one, or maybe you just die. Yeah, it kind of sucks, doesn't it? And then we get a great line where the droid's like, so what's gonna happen when you die? And Bot's like, I'm too handsome to die. Ain't gonna happen to me. And they walk into the sunset. And then we close this episode on Motoko joining like overseeing the creation of another android as they go through the entire process, and they talk about like, these are the parts of the androids that are made organically, like it's the hands, it's the face, it's the sex parts. All of those have to be made with like real fibers, like real shit, or else it causes problems. And then there's also brains, and like they go into all of the tech stuff about it. And we get some gags where Motoko's like, okay, so I just have to come back here in 4 hours to make sure you haven't done anything illegal. And she's like, you don't gotta worry about that. And Motoko's like, weren't you the people who got busted by the government for like 43 different like androids going missing? And they were like, yeah, but like, we wouldn't do that again. And then a cyber cop in a mech suit walks around and goes, you are suspicious. And she goes, uh-oh. And then Motoko comes back and everything is fine. This also this show is really hard to keep track of the years. This also might have been a flashback, because it looks like the android they're working on is someone who she has an established connection with, both earlier in one of the scenes where she has a mental link where they're kind of fucking at the beach, and also later where they're having, again, another conversation about, like, what is it like to have a real brain? How would you know if your brain got taken out and replaced? Like, how would you really know that your brain's a real brain and not like a cyber one, unless like a mechanic doctor could show up at any moment and be like, you're out of commission now, goodbye. That's fucking terrifying, as they're just eating sundaes. And that's Ghost in the Shell. Those are the 3 episodes of Ghost in the Shell. Upsides. The show's really fucking pretty. It is, the action in the show is stellar. The OST is a banger, and all of the themes and ideas in it hit it out of the park. Like, it is a perfect mesh of exactly what it's trying to do. Its tone's perfect. All of that's great. Boy, is there a lot going on here.
So much happens in any given episode at any one time.
And yet it feels like I've learned nothing.
Yeah, at the same time, it feels like literally nothing has happened.
This truly feels like episode of the week, villain of the week, action slop, but like I'm kind of for it.
It's like action, like villain of the week slop that we intersperse with hard hitting questions about the meaning of life and ethics.
The moral ambiguity
and,
of androids and like sentience and
also soft.
Yeah, the final
porn.
conversation, episode 3, where they hit some bullshit. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like,
if-
is it even me if it's my brain put into an android? Am I truly the same person? And I'm like, what the fuck?
and also sex.
It's like
Yeah,
we-
also
Says the elect.
Hey, what happens on vacation stays on vacation
I do.
It's-
with the girls.
It's so weird because it's out of nowhere. We just start an episode with 4 minutes of that shit.
I do like
Like,
that.
oh, she's on vacation. It cuts to the vacation. You're like, oh,
I do.
oh, she's on
They're on
vacation.
I do love that the boys just fucking just eat
I
it
guess
up.
they're
They're just,
listening in. They're like,
they're just like, oh, Major, you're doing what with who and where? And she's like, get out of my fucking brain. And they're like,
Get
you're
my
the one
fucking
who.
head. I'll be there in 20.
They're like, you're the one who invited us in. And she goes, not that fucking deep.
That's what she said.
I really, really want more of Bato. I remember Bato being in like the original standalone complex, one of my favorite characters constantly. It's just we haven't gotten too much of him. He is the guy who is always ready to cause the most amount of chaos ever, as we've seen in these 3 episodes. Where
He shows up. Oh man, no shooting. Oh.
What do you mean in full fucking ghillie suit with a fucking massive gun? He's like, damn, I don't get to kill a dude. Bummer.
He's just Barrett from Final Fantasy VII, bro.
A little, yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact: never played Final Fantasy VII, but just vibes.
That's fine.
Yeah, the show is like again, it's fine. It's just I forget exactly where I put it. Let me double check.
8. You have it at 8 as well.
Figured. I'm like it's in the down spot. It's like I'm not like in love with the show. I don't absolutely hate the show. Like it's not the worst thing I watched, obviously, but like I'll put it this way: if this was last season, this might be in the bottom.
My stance with
season's so
this
good.
is that like this is the threshold of you have to be this good at the thing you're trying to do, even if I don't understand it. Like I want this level of delivery of like your general ideas and like your visuals and like how and like even a base level of enjoyment I'm getting out of a show for you to move past this on my power ranking right now. For like where it is on week 3. Like this show could slow a little, explain a couple of more things, not in blurbs of text we have to pause for. And I could really lock in and see myself loving, like, getting more invested in the story in this cast. But right now, this is, like, my gatekeeper, where I'm like, you're not staying on this podcast unless you get better than Ghost in the Shell. Which maybe isn't fair.
I will say, too, it's like, it feels like it aged not as well as I think Ghost in the Shell fans would hope. I think it's fine, but like I think it's like some of it feels very like over the top for what it's doing, if that makes sense.
You can tell this is old.
But
It feels like I'm watching a Trigger show, but like without the parts that you expect from Trigger. It's just yeah, like I said, you can tell that this is from a year that started with 19.
But I think this is all fun. Like I don't think any of the things that feel like goofy, silly, I don't think any of them detract from the show. And I actually think it's really cool to have an adult female character who's like kind of horny all
Fucking.
the time and like and is gay, and that's not a detriment to any of the people. Like nobody looks at her less at all for it, because it's like this advanced tech society where like everybody's at least a little horny, if not majorly so.
In Cyberpunk, everybody fucks everybody. It's just a
Yeah.
big polycule, bro.
In Night City, you can.
That's just a Cyberpunk like vibe. It feels like in some of these like,
there are
settings.
deep undertones that like Motoko has a lot going on in her actual mind about like how she views things. Like there's a lot of little things where they talk, like when they're talking about like her having a unique brain, there's a lot of hesitation from her to like talk a lot about it. And like all of her
interaction,
all of her interactions with like the more like flat androids are very like they're very hesitant in like her getting very close and connected with them. I think there's a lot here that can be really interesting with her character. Because I will be honest with you, I don't remember a lot about Standalone Complex. I watched episodes of it on Toonami late night as a child. Like, this was not a thing
That's
that I
where I
sat
watched
down and
most of
watched all the way
Naruto.
through. Yeah. But like Naruto, I went back and I watched all of it. Like Ghost in the Shell, I caught episodes, and like the cool thing about Ghost in the Shell to me was always it was cyberpunk, and like it was futuristic and dystopian and really fucking cool. And this is still doing all those things.
Yeah. And right now, with like the setup of our story, the thing I'm interested in, but the show hasn't done enough yet for me to really like lock in, is our current big bad, who
Yeah.
could be a big bad that lasts literally forever with the way this character is set up with Puppet Master. Because you could just every single time they take down the Puppet Master say that was just another puppet. Because that's the whole setup in episode 3, is that this person was brainwashed, is a separate brainwashed person to be brainwashed to think they were the Puppet Master. They thought they were the one all the way at the top. Well, it's just another person. I think if we eventually get at least on the viewer side a reveal of Puppet, I think having something that they're like fighting as a big bad would be really neat to have. Because right now it's just been episodic, fight some random bullshit. Like Motoko's good. We haven't gotten like much with the rest of our crew. And we haven't had like plot.
Yeah.
We
Like,
haven't
yeah,
had
Dice is
meaningful
funny,
plot,
but-
is what I would say. Yeah,
Yeah.
that like pushes the story to the next like level.
And obviously, it's an old manga. Sometimes they weren't designed to have plots that pushed forward. They were designed to be a
No.
thing that could run for 300 chapters.
I mean,
They
this is
just
not
kinda
that
sit there.
for what it's worth.
Yeah,
Michael
I
and I
don't,
looked
I
at
don't know
this
how
and-
long the original manga is, but I think we did look at it.
I didn't remember it being very long. But we also didn't look at how much got released in a chapter for this. But yeah, this is also kind of doing like episodic, like it is doing chunks of stuff. As well.
Oh yeah, God, no, this thing released so weird. Because it would release in like batches under new names every once in a while.
Yeah.
That's Ghost in the
And it
Shell.
also
for ya.
released really slow. Because the original Ghost in the Shell portion was 11 chapters and ran for 3 years.
But
And then it got 7 chapters and ran for 5 years.
do we have
It's
other
just
thoughts?
so silly.
with 6 different names, and I'm pretty much good with this. Like I said, it's a show I don't see getting bopped this week, but it's definitely on like the short list for me personally.
I'm just not particularly interested at the moment, but I think it's real pretty, and I think there's definitely something to do. This is a really strong setting
It's got good vibes
and a really solid batch of
Yeah.
characters.
I haven't like since I didn't watch like the original like Ghost in the Shell, but it's
Same.
really cool seeing the like the like how I've heard a lot of people say that like Motoko's like very slightly different in like all of the in all of the ways that has been portrayed,
Yeah.
which is like really cool to see.
Yeah, from what I remember, she always came off a little more like Samus Aran, like very like stoic, like
aggressive
special
tomboyish.
agent. Like more like traditional Metroid, where it was kind of like you didn't have a lot to work with the character. She was very stoic, she was very in command, but like there wasn't a lot of goofy crazy stuff, whereas this is
Like
more.
this one.
But this is also supposed to be more faithful to how she was originally depicted. A well-known fact about this original manga is that some of the Dark Horse volumes originally censored lesbian sex scenes out of it, which people,
Yeah.
which even for the time, people were not happy about them doing that. They were like, "No,
I was
give
like-
us the lesbian sex scenes."
I was like curious. I was like, okay, I want to know like how censored the actual like
OG.
or how explicit was it? And I popped it open. I was like, oh, that's explicit.
Yeah.
You
like,
could do you could
"Whoa,
do
hello."
shit. You could do shit in the 90s.
We
Especially
didn't
when you
used to
weren't
give a
running
shit,
in
bro.
fucking.
Shonen,
Jump.
a magazine for children's, yeah.
Even then, they did some bullshit back at
Oh,
that time.
yeah. Michael,
Oh, is
Goodbye.
it time?
goodbye, Laura.
Time to talk about The Little Mermaid, featuring a returner
What?
story.
Yeah, dude, I'm
Time
so happy
is-
Kingdom Hearts 4 is coming out.
Atlantica again.
Not Atlantica. No.
This
Maybe
time
if it's
we're
a good
making it-
rhythm game.
This time we're making it a masher.
So yeah, Goodbye
Look at
Lara
Lara.
is a story built on your prerequisite knowledge that The Little Mermaid is a fairy tale that exists. This one follows more in the style of Grimm's, without the really bad ending where she like shrivels up on a rock at the end and dies.
Yeah, she
Um,
just gets
well,
stabbed. She just
she-
gets stabbed.
Well, yeah. So essentially, the first like half or most of the first episode, actually, I think it's almost the entire first episode, is hey, there's this girl. She is born under King fucking not Triton,
Rowan.
definitely not Triton.
Yeah, Rowan.
King Rowan. He's like the seventh princess or whatever. The princesses apart or whatever. There's actually a thing they say, or like the princess of light.
I know,
She,
and it
she is the
fucking-
daughter of light.
It fucking
was-
sent me. Yeah, her key is the
But yeah.
heart that'll unlock.
Yeah,
door to
something-
The light of
something
the
kingdom.
kingdom.
Yeah. So yeah, we get the whole setup. It's the Little Mermaid. She goes, "Hey, the surface is kind of cool." She talks to the sorceress. Her name is Grace. She just gets called Lady Witch for like the entire show, except when she's a fish. But we'll get to that.
We'll get there.
Then she becomes Bone Chan, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, John.
Yeah. So her Little Mermaid. She does the thing. Goes up to the surface. Can't talk. She woos the prince. His name is Luca, I think. Maybe
Yep.
not. I don't know.
I
This
can't believe
character
you
looks
got that,
similar
yeah.
named Luca. I'm looking at the character.
Oh, yeah.
Crushed
That is
it,
him.
bro.
I'm
You're
cheating.
good. You're good. That is him.
See, the issue is that we think that there might also be a character in the modern time who looks just like him with the same. We don't know. Whatever.
We
We
haven't
haven't gotten
gotten
to that part.
Yeah.
Anyway, Little Mermaid happened. But at the end, instead of like you get the good ending, we defeat Ursula, blah blah blah. The spell for her staying human wears off right at the last second. She is revealed to be a mermaid. The prince tries to kill her. She gets thrown back in the ocean. Is sad.
Well, she
Um,
dies,
Well, she doesn't.
right? And then
Yeah,
die
she
yet.
does.
Yeah, she
She
dies.
dies.
Does she
Because
die or just
killed by the prince.
Yeah.
Because it is a
Okay.
reincarnation, so she does die.
Okay. It is a
She's not
reincarnation.
killed by the prince though. She just kind of dies.
Oh, she's kind of
It's because
right.
it's because of
Held
the
back.
spell.
The spell expired and,
Well,
and
yeah,
thus-
the
so
spell
did she.
expires. Bad shit happens.
We really
She,
speed ran.
she wakes up like
Yeah.
200, 1,000 years. We're given the number.
It's-
A lot
she
of
was
years
in-
later.
200 years ago.
The kingdom's gone because all of the light in the kingdom needed to come from a source that originally was the queen. Now Lara was supposed to be the child of light that would continue that.
It is 200.
With her not being there, bad shit happened. Anyway, she now is going out to do some bullshit in the modern day. And she ends up getting the human stuff back, gets back on land, and meets our girl Mariotsu, who is a boxer. Who knocks the fucking daylights out of her within 3 seconds of meeting her. 10 out of 10 character. Sure.
Turns out the secondary protagonist of the show is Little Mac.
So from this point, we get the show kind of turns into Lara getting up to hijinks because she has no fucking clue what is happening, and Mari kind of trying to deal with teaching a person how to do this stuff, but also not really wanting to. She kind of wants to go do her own thing and doesn't really want to deal with another person right now. Because she's kind of really into this whole boxing thing. She's kind of pretty good at it, seemingly. But yeah, we just get a lot of hijinks between the two of them, and Lara going, I really need to, like, figure out what the fuck I'm doing here, because I need to find true love, whatever, return the kingdom back to being the kingdom. These two are gay. This is a fact.
Well,
Hey,
And also,
hey.
what?
Lara's bi, at least. We know this. And like
Maybe she
heard
used to
everyone
be
else.
that. Maybe
Even
she
the
realized
fucking
she's not like
competition.
that anymore.
and we don't know that Mari's gay. She's just a female boxer.
And the
She's
two of them
just
look
a
at each other at the end of
tomboy.
episode 3 with such longing that an AO3 writer would be jealous.
They're like, hey, we need a prince. And we're like, close enough.
And also, in between all of this,
Yes,
one of her sisters is also here
just vibing.
and is like,
Just
something,
vibing.
she'll return the kingdom.
I don't think
We're
we've
gonna go to
actually.
the secret
no
lair
idea.
and
I
open
actually
up
believe.
this-
I actually believe we have not gotten the sister's name said in the show. We get introduced to
It's
the other.
Luna.
No, Luna's the redhead. we get
Luna's the
introduced
redhead
to.
one.
Oh no,
This
Luna.
one-
This is the blue haired
This
It's
one.
one,
Lisa.
but they never say her name.
Yeah, they do.
I'm pretty.
They might do a roll
If they
call of all of
if
them
they
one
s-
time
if
in
they s-
episode.
if they say it later in like the modern setting, we might get her name, but we never get her name back in like the underwater section. So we
Oh.
technically don't have anything to know for sure it's her, but it's very clearly the one that was with Luna. Like the,
Also, I forgot.
her demeanor's
This
the
is an
exact
important
same.
thing. So, yeah. I made like a half comment about this. Mari has a pet fish. This pet fish is the sorceress.
Is the witch.
Yeah,
It is Lady Witch.
is Lady Witch or
It
Bone Chum,
is.
who is up to no good, making Lara use
Or
the
not.
Alexa
I
to
truly,
buy infinite money worth of cakes.
I don't even believe that, to be honest. Like everyone hates her. I'm not even certain that she's actually causing problems.
Do you think it's
She's
the Doctor
being
Strange thing where
devious.
she's seen all 7
Probably.
million realities and this is the one where
It's
the
really
world is
hard to
saved?
figure out like what she's trying to do with like this second round of
I
fucking
think
with Lara?
I think she's
I'm fucking
actually
with
a
Lara.
huge romance manga fan, and she's just dying for something good to happen finally, and
That's literally
nobody.
what it seemed like, because she was watching Laura and she's like, oh man, this is the bad end. I was hoping for the good end.
Yeah, she's like, damn, the straight route didn't work. Gotta go gay. We're loaded back up.
We got
That's
some
it.
like we got a
We must go
really.
gayer.
I don't know if it's cool or interesting or just neat. There's a scene in episode 2 where it's just Mari and Lara
It's like,
sitting in like a bus stop. They get drinks from the vending machine. It's just a shot with an unmoving background for like a minute straight of just the two characters walking back and forth existing. And it's
Mm.
so neat. It's so cool.
the show aesthetically is very nice. I really, it's an anime
The show has a
original
really
that
cool
is.
art
It's an
style.
anime original that's choosing to
Uh,
take like an older style.
Original is a strong word. It's an
it
original that
has-
takes strong influences from Disney, but yes.
Yes, it has no source material besides that it is based on the Little Mermaid very clearly.
Very not loosely.
But we're past all the parts that matter for the Little Mermaid.
What do you mean?
It's all new from here.
Get
Yeah,
into the part in Kingdom Hearts 3 where they fuck?
true. I will say that this was the show for me that I was really interested in from its first episode, and it slowly lost me a little more as we've gone. And I think my reason for it is that the more time we have with Lara, the less I like her.
Yeah.
She's a little bit too
That's-
much of an idiot.
Like she was an adorable baby who was just nomming on everything. I'm like, I love this girl. She's the best. I'm gonna root for her the whole way. And then we don't get any of her character development because we skip the entire arc of the Little Mermaid, and now we just kind of have this post tragic romance like girl who's lost in another world, and she's just the most aloof know nothing I've ever seen. She is maybe just a little too dumb for my personal preference when it comes to this show, but I have hope this is gonna get better. Mari's great. Mari's wonderful.
great. I agree.
Mari's
with
fantastic.
Lara.
Yeah, the fact that Lara hasn't sat down with either Mari or Mari's mom or someone and gone,
Or her brother.
okay, so I mean, I guess
Explain.
the idea is that she can't really do it with the mom because she's trying to hide that she's a mermaid.
Well, grandmother,
But, like,
I
she-
believe.
Oh, his grandmother, yeah.
The mother's
But-
probably
oh, yeah,
dead.
yes.
The mother's
Yes.
clearly dead. Yes,
Great.
we'll get there, but we know.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, the matron of the house. Like, yeah, she needs to just talk with someone and go, okay, what the fuck is happening? What do I do? What is the money?
It is both.
Hey,
She
what's the
doesn't know what those
play?
are yet.
It is
Do I
both.
just gotta get Bumble or Hinge or like what's the plan here, guys? Like,
It is both frustrating and incredibly funny that she breaks that window in episode 1 and they still have not fixed it by episode 3.
It's so
It's
it's
funny.
hard to
Funny.
fix windows, bro.
But
Try
to
owning
do,
a house.
expensive.
That
but
shit
to,
sucks.
but
It's expensive, especially when she orders like $400 worth of cakes.
But to do nothing and just leave the window open, not bare
no,
like
it's not open; it's boarded.
No, it's is it?
There's like a wooden board or card. There's like a piece of
That's
cardboard
crazy.
taped in the window spot.
I didn't see that. I thought it was literally
I'm pretty
just
sure you
still,
can't see through that section of the window. I want to say there is something.
maybe.
I think they did
I'll
put
take
something
your
there just
word
to cover
for
it,
it.
so it's not just air leaking
I
out.
swear it just looked wide open for half the show.
I think it's for half like the episodes, yes, but
I'm interested to see what's going on here. The subplot with the older sister
well, actually
is
maybe not.
fucking
'Cause she
crazy.
does just run out the window
Right?
as well again.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I'm very interested for the subplot with the sister. I'm excited to see if this prince is also reincarnated to the modern setting because he is shown in the opening. The opening shows a lot of things that has me very confused.
This opening's straight.
Yeah.
This
Maybe
opening
we'll make a nice little polycule where they're gay and straight at the same time.
this opening almost makes me think we're gonna do weird time loop shenanigan bullshit, and I'm. You know
think we're
what?
not?
Like we're gonna go back and we're gonna get flashbacks of her interacting with the prince and like mirror them to her
Well,
interactions with
There
Lara
are
or some
shots that
bullshit.
almost make it look like her older sister also gets with the prince at some point in time in the opening, and it's fucking wild. I don't know. I'm excited. I like the show. I'm excited to see what it's going to do, but that is the reason it is right there with Ghost in the Shell, is that like it has not fully caught me on what it is doing, whereas everything else above it, I really enjoy what we're doing in those shows, personally.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, what
I
I'm starting to realize is that like I'm starting to realize that I also don't think I like Ariel from The Little Mermaid. I think that's what I'm remembering because it's
Yeah.
been so long. I'm like, yeah, she is really she is kind of like
She
one
is
of
kinda
the
just a
worst
brat.
Disney princesses
Mhm.
of the batch.
She does
And-
kind of create all of her problems.
yeah, and Lara's not that
True.
far removed that I'm like, maybe
She-
I just don't like The Little Mermaid.
I think Ariel actually just gets rage baited into almost tearing down all of Atlantis, and that's
Yeah.
kind of a problem. Or sorry,
These
Atlantica.
days.
My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like actually we shouldn't be giving we should just like not be giving kids the power to crush kingdoms and all that stuff.
No, we should be doing it more.
Crazy thought.
You want to move on?
Yeah, I think so.
Mason, Black Torch.
So Black Torch is an interesting show about a boy named Jiro Ozma who it is modern day, but he has the ability to speak to animals and is also training to be a shinobi.
I forgot he could speak to animals. It keeps happening.
Doesn't
I keep forgetting he can speak to animals.
And he is both so incredibly Ichigo coded it hurts, and also very Naruto coded as well.
He's all three of the big three's main characters smashed into one person.
Yes. So Jiro runs into this cat one day who talks to him like normal, except he says he's a demon lord or some shit like that.
Mononoke.
He's a Mononoke. And the Mononoke is like, hey man, I fucking hate you humans, but I got fucked up. Oh yeah, he saves him because he's dying. And sorry, I watched this show like 3 weeks
You're
ago,
good.
so I'm
You're good.
running on what I remember.
I get it.
And he ends up saving this cat, and the cat's like, I don't trust you, but I guess I'll stick around, I guess. And then another Mononoke attacks, and Jiro dies, just gets a whole straight punch straight through his chest. And the cat's like, "Oh fuck." Well, also the cat's name is Rago. Excuse me. The cat goes, "Well, I guess I will give you my life force so that you can live." I know no one really has ever done this because we fucking hate humans, but
It's fine.
here you go. And Jiro gets back up and just fucking murks the guy that punched a hole through him. So he's a demon, or he's a Mononoke person now, and immediately gets taken in by the government. The government's like, "Hey, you're a weapon now, so you're either gonna join us or we're gonna kill you." He's like, "Ah, shit, fine." And then he breaks out. He goes to like hang out at home. Turns out his grandpa was also part of the government agency that took him in. Tries to kill him. They have this fight. Jiro convinces his grandpa to not kill him. He's still mad about it though, and he goes back to the government agency. That's about all of episode 2. Then episode 3, we're on a transport to the actual government agency when the truck that they're in gets like raided by Mononoke. The girl that has been assigned to guard him that fucking hates his guts almost dies, so Jiro goes and helps her. We end up killing the 2 Mononoke that attacked, and then I think that's about all that happened.
They get brought back to their base of operations where they introduce the last guy, Reiji. Who's
Yes.
the dude with glasses who hates Jiro's guts immediately.
Yes, and he's the the noble man archetype is the best
He's
way I
the
can
gentleman
describe it.
that
Flirty
Yeah,
gentleman, yeah.
He's the Blue Exorcist character, yes.
Yeah, he certainly does look like Yukio.
A lot like
So I know I have the show high. I'll be real. It's definitely like I remember liking it when I was watching it. It's very shonen and it wears its influences on its sleeve like no other. I just enjoy that. I appreciate that. I don't know. I thought the show was fun,
The
but
crazy thing to me.
I'm gonna try to avoid bringing up the glaring thing.
Oh,
why
I
I
was
haven't
gonna do
had
it
a
right
level.
away. So I'll wait and I'll
I
wait.
wa- I wanna
I'll wait and
avoid
I'll
doing
sure.
it,
Yeah, we
Because
can
I
save
feel
that.
like I have other actual issues with this
That's
show
fair.
that aren't
Go ahead, Michael.
the fight in episode 3.
yeah.
Jiro, he's a character, all right. You say he's a combination of the big 3, but he takes none of the good parts. Or if he takes any of them, he forgets to show
Jesus.
them.
He's a kind-hearted kid. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
he has good
he
intentions.
is
He's
he
got
is
a- he's got
Itadori.
heart.
If Itadori
He's got-
didn't have he's a cool grandpa who gives him like this cool moral set to go off of.
I think
But like he just doesn't have anything I care about in a protagonist. He doesn't. His goal is to exist. I guess. I guess existing's pretty good in the world. Trying to.
I do.
Rago is fine. Ichika is just the girl of the group.
Yeah.
She does not have a personality to being the girl.
She's
and
really
boy, does the
bad.
show make you. In
Like-
in the fight in episode 3, no less than 7 times is it brought up that she is a girl. It is
Yeah.
fucking
It's
infuriating.
It's like,
bad.
ah,
If
but
the
I'm
writing
a
in the show's dog
girl,
shit.
and
But
no
also,
one wants
like-
girls to be fighting, and that's
We also get a lot of those those angles of like
Yeah, this is the thing Michael
Yeah.
was
That
gonna
was what I was
avoid.
trying to avoid
Yeah.
saying because
So-
I don't care.
this show's fan service is fucking grueling
It's
and
bad.
terrible, and oh my god, I can't.
It's bad. I had forgotten about it. I had kind of pushed it out of
Crazy.
my brain.
And that's right. If you watch it 3 weeks ago, you're not going
Yeah.
to be sitting there thinking about the fan service. You're going to think of, oh, Rago has a cool voice and they do fucking cool black flame powers. Like, it's fine. I don't
agree.
care about
It's-
any of these characters yet. Hana's cute. And Shiva, the leader of their group, maybe he's cool. He seems kind of like Yami. He just seems like a chill dude who's
Yeah.
going to be on the shitter 70% of the time.
And all of the antagonists I'm seeing in the opening do look like they're gonna be interesting and more engaging than my main cast, but that is a problem in its own right.
Also, sorry, it's not in advance at this point, but if I get like really heated on some of these things, I'm just annoyed at the fucking thing with my camera. And
Yeah,
I'm
you're
sorry.
good.
That's
Totally fair.
understandable.
I'm just mad right now, or just annoyed.
I also am not particularly a fan that, like, I think this show's character design is good, but the cast gets relegated to these bodysuits that I think are kind of bland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I legit think Ichika looks really cool with her hair down and, like, her casual clothes. Like, I think she's a much more engaging character design-wise until she puts the ponytail up and becomes fan service.
Yeah.
But like my nice cool clothes are actually form-fitting bodysuit for combat in disguise.
And camo tech. His grandpa is probably the coolest thing in this show. I will give them that. The grandpa being the crazy buff dude who is a ninja war vet is kind of rad. I'll give them that.
Yeah, bro. I love Master Roshi.
I do believe that Black Torch died so that Jujutsu Kaisen could run. I think that is a fair assessment about this. I am glad that this is popular and is being marketed so heavily on Crunchyroll because I do think it is really good to get things that were canceled or had like 19 chapter runs, even if they were longer, like a shot to get adapted. I think that is generally a good thing for the industry if we're like give things that got killed in manga a chance to run and maybe even get expanded as anime. I think it's a really cool concept.
It does worry me a little bit because it feels like it's the oh shit we're running out of ideas panic. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, we've adapted all the things we want to adapt,
but they're clearly
gotta dig
not.
now.
There's so much
No.
that's
No,
left,
for sure,
right?
for sure.
But
for sure. But like it does kind of have that little hint of like, ooh, are we getting to the we just have to throw shit at a wall phase, or are we like just trying to get creative? I worry.
I do think a lot of things in Black Torch are interesting. I also do think that this probably lent itself better as a manga with white and black. Like I remember reading the first chapter. I remember visually really liking that first fight. Maybe this studio's just not doing as hot with its action because I don't none of the action has really stood out to me at all. And that fight in episode 3 is very quick.
Yeah.
And for an action, and like I get it, like these are grunts, so like from an action shonen point of view, that fight should probably be quick. I think if I watched more of this in the long run, I would still probably like it and I would enjoy it, but I do think that to me this stands out as the weakest link of like you haven't shown me anything that is interesting or new that makes me want to keep you around.
I want to watch our guy get his ass beat a little bit, but like other than that, I agree.
I kind of want to get it. I kind of want him to get his ass beat a lot. Builds character. Which
Yeah.
shonen
Yeah,
usually
it
have.
would build character. It's like the best scene of Jiro is him getting his ass kicked by his grandpa.
One of the best scenes in early JJK is him getting his ass beat by a fucking doll.
True.
Yeah.
But I also don't particularly like the end take. Like I get the end takeaway, but I also think like even the conflict with his grandfather feels a little meh in its resolution. I also think the show's writing's not good. I think that's another place I kind of stand where I think like this has a similar issue that I had with Solo Leveling where like I hear and read the dialogue of this show and I go, yeah, okay, yeah. Like my eyes glaze and I'm like, action. And then the action's not good, so my eyes unglaze and I'm like, oh no. Uh-oh.
Anime of the year, everybody! Everybody clap!
Hey, this is gonna get nominated for awards. This is gonna make Michael and I shoot our brains out because
Correct.
we're gonna remember that.
And
medalist
another
and
show's
get
not going to be
awards.
nominated.
We are going on like a 40-minute segment on
What do
that.
you mean, bro? This is action of the year, bro. I don't know, like
Yeah,
best
not like
female
Ghost in the
MC,
Shell
guys.
is significantly better and still probably not my action of the year.
Michael and I talked about this. We watched 3 more episodes of Medalist season 2 last night, and that was not a good thing to do during the middle of this season of anime.
Oh, was it not?
It was not.
Medalist is so fucking good.
It is not. Michael and I, we got to the end of episode 6 last night, and episode
Yes.
6 literally made Michael and I both like almost die. Like,
Yeah, and it ended in a way where like, okay, I know we should go to sleep. We're watching one more because I can't end on what episode 6 ended on. Episode 7, ends on actually got a really solid point. Episode 7 may be the best ending in all of Medalist season 2. But anyway, this isn't a podcast about
Anyways,
Medalist.
this isn't about medalists.
This is Black Torch.
Black Torch is fine.
Well,
It's like,
at least
it's
it's point.
it's my bottom show because I just, like I said, not invested in what it's doing, and it just hasn't done anything to like hold my interest so far.
The more anime you've seen, the worse Black Torch is.
Mhm.
Like I think somebody will pick this up and really enjoy it, and that is great for them. And in that regard, I think this is a good show to have like around, because I think this is a thing that will get people into anime, that'll get people into like action and be a little more like and open the door to like being more comfortable with certain genres of stuff. But I think for me, I'm like, no, I'm good. I remember why I didn't continue reading Black Torch.
Get
Fair
why
enough.
this manga didn't last very long in a magazine.
It's 2 years because it was probably
Oh yeah, I forgot that this
it's
was
probably
a monthly.
it's probably
release or
monthly, yeah,
whatever.
because it was in Jump Plus. But still, 19 chapters is about the cut point usually
Well,
anyway.
Jump Plus is the online one, right?
Yeah,
But yeah, that just means they
It's
release
typically
whenever the
monthly.
fuck they feel like it.
yeah, because it's
Oh,
in
I
it's
think
in
most
there,
of them are bi-weekly. I think.
it's in there with Seraph and World Trigger and all that.
Oh, so I thought those
Komodo
were in Ultra
Jihen.
Jump.
Some of them are also, I think, maybe not World Trigger. It's in there with Seraph
Okay.
and Blue Exorcist, I believe.
I thought those were in Ultra,
Maybe they're in both technically. I
but
don't know.
I might be.
They might be in
I don't know,
both.
whatever. But yeah,
Austin, we come back to you.
So we've got Love Unseen Beneath the Clear Night Sky. We've got our protagonist, who's kind of just a guy, a university student
Sure is.
named Thorano, Sorano. I don't know. And
Soprano?
he's just kind of vibing at a university party where everyone's just kind of like making a fool of themselves. And you know what? Good for them. We've all been a little fools in our 20s or whatever. And while everyone's being like a bit of a fool and like asking people out and getting rejected, he and his friend just go and sit down by like this really like Genki girl and the girl with like very like bright eyes, and it's very immediately apparent that she's blind. She can't see. That's it. That's the story. Everybody clap. And they walk and they talk and she likes fireworks even if she can't see them, and kind of to the point where like she just like disregards like some of her own safety to do so. And her friend just basically tells him, hey, I've got this is a class that she's in, but I've got like it's like could you go like help her guide her sometimes, since she's blind and might need it sometimes. And he is a little reluctant, and then he goes to the class, like stays behind to help her pick up the because she dropped her
Bookmark.
cane.
Their
Well, she
cane.
drops her bookmark first,
Fucking
and then
drops
she drops
everything.
the cane. And he's like, "Damn, I kind of hate that I hesitated to do this, and that, but oh well." So she goes and like she talks about like how she goes about like certain things like while she's blind. She's got a very like upbeat, like she's a vibe. She's a pure good soul. And she's like, "This is my vending machine." And he's like, your parents own a vending machine company?" And she's just,
Yeah, that's crazy.
and she's just like eating it up. And like this is like how I envision flirting, except it never works out, and she's like, no, silly. I don't like playing Russian roulette with my drinks and then like getting porridge when I just want tea or something like that. And he's like, and then he slowly just like talks to her more and more, talks with her, his buddy and his and the other girl to like talk more, but I don't know. There might be something there. I'm not sure if there's something there. But it's revealed that she plays piano, which, like, I mean, when you don't have one of your senses, your other ones tend to get heightened. So her sound and her like sense of touch are like a little bit better than usual. And it's kind of like explained slightly earlier in like she refers to Sorta's voice as like two pitches of the was it harmonic scale? Is that what's called?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. So they play. They have they keep like kind of meeting up. They go up on a ship and try to recreate the Titanic, and they're having just like a cute time out, and talking, and she helps her like return in the rain, and they basically just have like a bunch of like hangout like sessions with their friends or with each other over the course of like episodes 2 and 3. They go like karaoke. They just like meet up at somewhere on the university and just talk about like the bookmark and the and like what it means. And she's being like evasive. She's like, I would rather have you read it. And at the end of episode 3, she just like they go to try to like the fireworks club to try to like just have fireworks. They kind of get like what's it?
Their fireworks.
They want to figure
Yeah,
out.
they're like,
they want to
"Hey."
figure out what the club's like because she's interested in fireworks.
Yeah. Which is like, again, really funny because she can't see,
Yeah, I
but
did see them.
they're like, oh, we can always keep trying.
It's run
but,
by one guy.
Yeah, it's run by one guy. He's got
And-
like burns. It's like I guess. And then the episode 3 ends with her basically just like asking him on a date.
She's cute.
She's cute.
The show is cute.
The show is cute. The guy is definitely just a guy.
He does have some interesting internal dialogue that I think is at least somewhat engaging sometimes. And some of his quips lead to very funny conversations. You reminded me of that with the vending machine bit. I forgot that happened. This just does kind of feel by the book, straightforward to me. It's why I don't have it particularly high. Like, I enjoyed Smoky Mine and Supermarket's character dynamic a lot stronger because I think they're both a lot better. But like this is perfectly fine. I don't really have any issues with it. It does occasionally say things that make me worry about what the show's gonna do in the long run. Like
It's gonna hurt you.
yeah, it'll just occasionally drop lines that make me worry. Like it'll show shots of cars crossing streets for no reason. Just stuff that I've been traumatized prior from. Next they're gonna walk down the
What?
hallway and it's gonna be shot at an umbrella by a staircase. I don't know, dude. Stuff's gonna happen.
What is this? Your line second period? Like I don't. What do you mean?
Like I haven't decided if she's gonna
If you
die.
violin on top
I
of
haven't
those
decided if
places.
she's gonna die or if he's gonna become blind by the end of the show. I don't know which
Yo, I'm sorry
way.
for Jose and the
we're
Tiger
gonna
Fish
go.
again.
That's the same shit.
This is just Katawa Shoujo. But the
I wasn't
anime.
gonna say that one.
He wasn't gonna be that mean. I can't. I feel bad because we started watching this show. I once again somehow avoided reading the synopsis of what this was.
I also did.
Yeah,
So that was
and so
funny
we just go into the mixer and she's just in the corner staring. I'm like, whoa, what's going on with her and her eyes? And then we move over and he's like, oh, you're blind. I'm like, well, that's my fault. Whoops.
The show is literally called
Yeah.
I Can't See.
No, it's love. It's love unseen.
Love Unseen, Sean. What do you
Sure.
think is up with her?
Sure, dude. And not every show title is exact. It gives me an exact
Sean's over
picture.
here like, man, I wonder what the metaphor is about with
Yeah.
unseen. Like, are they just gonna have this emotional connection and not?
How
not
is-
be
how
aware
am
of
I
it?
supposed to know that
can't fucking see.
How am I supposed to know that Tonikawa Over the Moon with You is called that because one of them's actually an alien or some shit? I don't know, dude. What the fuck am I supposed
Actually,
to
the
do?
Princess Kaguya or something, maybe.
No. Oh,
Yeah, the show's cute. I have no like actual problems with this show, but that means I don't really have any At the
opinions.
same time, I don't really have any thoughts about this show. I'm just like, yeah, they're cute. This show's kind of pretty. She's funny. He's kind of
Okay.
I
piece
I
of
love
white bread.
I love my Mr. Awful thick-headed protagonist. Listen, we
I
love a
do,
good
I
thick-headed
get-
protagonist.
as he was going through the recap, I remember he mentioned the scene from episode, I think it's 1, with the cane dropping and him going, I
Yeah.
feel like a jackass for this. And I was like, oh yeah, you know what?
That's
I
a-
really
that's a
like
fu-
that
that's
scene. That
fair.
scene's really good.
And then she drops it again the next day, and I'm like, okay.
Oh no,
Girl.
me who's been blind since birth. I'm just so clumsy
She hasn't
this
though.
week.
She
oh
hasn't.
no, cute boy, please help me pick up my stuff.
the-
Oh, it'd be such a shame if I dropped my bookmark in front of you.
The whole premise is that she wasn't blind from birth, right? Like she had a bit of her life where she could see, I thought.
Oh, you're right,
Yeah,
you're
I
right.
believe.
It is an accident we'll have to learn about somewhere.
A traumatic accident that definitely will be brought up and be a major plot point at some point in the next 4 to 5 episodes.
I do really like the Titanic scene because again, she is great. She makes the scenes really good. In that regard,
He
this
also has a really good voice act.
Michael pointed out to me, in that regard, this feels like Tony Kawa, where like I liked her, I didn't really care for Nasa. Very similar in that regard. But no, it's cute, it's nice. I don't have issues with it. But that's why it's
I
below
want it
Ghost
to,
in the
like,
show. Do something.
Do something. Again, maybe it won't, and I think this just isn't the thing I'm really gonna look at. Again, and even then, I probably just enjoy watching it on the side. It's hard for me to be like, yeah, it's a really good show, better than some like crazy dramas because they're cute, and I'm happy. Like it's hard for me to like rate something like that higher on like in my thoughts.
I'll be honest, it's because
Listen,
they're
because
I think that's why dramas always do so good for me. Is that dramas
Yeah.
are really easy to pinpoint. That was a really good scene. I really like these character dynamics, and there's no drama here. It's just happy.
I'll
So,
say what
well,
everybody
For now.
I'll say what everybody's afraid to say. This show's not as good because it's a straight relationship. That's why. Get it off this podcast. It doesn't belong here this season.
Somebody get
Fine,
Sean a
Kaku and
raise.
Ushio, those two are gonna meet for the second time at some point. It's gonna damn. It's gonna go crazy.
No, they do have a
Polycule.
isn't this don't him and his bro have a couple of lines that are really fucking funny about their dynamic in this show?
I mean, probably.
I swear they have moments
only
where
shows
they
up
It's hard to
like,
remember. We
the
watched
end.
11 shows.
I know
He only shows up for
in the
like, a scene
beginning
an
and the
episode.
end of an episode, yeah. I swear they run a bit where about them like potentially dating. I don't remember though.
We got a lot of homies this season that are just bangers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah,
bang.
yeah, they
Don't
are.
you worry.
Hang on, we'll talk about fighting games.
We will. It's next.
So you want to smash? But yeah, no, this show's
I'll
just
fight
good
your
most of the
stream.
time. I've been enjoying it. What?
That's the best part. It doesn't make sense.
I like Street Fighter 6.
Let's talk about Street Fighter. Ain't that crazy to say?
Oh, let's talk about Street Fighter 6. Sponsored actually by the show, by the way.
Sponsored.
What a
That was so
started.
wild.
I
Makes me
before
kind of
we,
want to play Street
before
Fighter.
we
You know
get
what?
before we get started, I said to Michael, this show is also a good thing because it gives me hope that all of those music shows that are just filled with licensed songs, like all those mangas that are music mangas filled with licensed songs, might one day get adapted. Because something like this can happen where I just get to watch Street Fighter on my screen for 5 minutes
It's
at a
so
time.
funny. It's
And-
so funny. It's
So
like
And
good.
and I am proven factually right by the fact that fucking Green Yuri is getting adapted and its opening is gonna be fucking Breed by Nirvana. The craziest sentence I could ever say. And they sat down with an interview with the manga author, a small little thing with the manga author, and fucking David Grohl, where he's like, yeah, dude, this manga whips.
I was not aware of that, but that's so
I
funny.
will get that for you. It's really good. But let's talk about Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games.
So young ladies don't play fighting games. We start off with our main character Aya Mitsuki, who's now in this all-girls academy, this very high prestigious school where only the best and most pristine ladies learn. And she's like, man, I put my past behind me. I used to be a gamer with the boys, and then they started playing soccer and stuff because they got their ass beat too bad. And I realized, man, maybe I just need to step away. I just gotta stop. I just gotta take a break from League of Legends, and just be a better person. And then I got engaged, and then I have a house. Oh wait, sorry. And so
Aya's going through her day to day at this
Definitely
new
back.
school, and she's like, man, I'm just gonna do my best, and I'm really good at math. I'm gonna help my roommate with the math stuff. 'Cause I'm very smart, but I'm very much not from like the higher up tier, like noblewoman-esque vibes. So I'm just gonna keep my head down and keep studying and be a proper lady, and we'll get through it, for the education. And then she's running past this like old storeroom one day, and she hears of a fight stick. She goes, that sounds like a fight stick, but like gaming is illegal in the dorms because gaming is bad apparently. Because gaming causes violence or something, who knows? But gaming is illegal here, especially past curfew. That would be bad because young ladies don't play games. That's why we play video games. We're here to study and learn and be proper women. And she opens the door of the storeroom. She creaks it open, and she sees Mio, who's like the what was the nickname they give her?
The
White
white,
lily.
They give her the white lily because she's so pristine and proper. And she's sitting there like, you fucking piece of shit! I'm gonna beat your ass! That's what I fucking thought! You try that and wake up against me! And then she turns and just sees her at the door and just goes, you saw nothing. What did you see? What did you get in here? You actually I think she runs away. And then she comes back the next day and Mio brings her to the room and goes, Hey, you gotta fight me. You knew. You said it was Street Fighter 6, but there's no way you could have seen the TV from that angle from the doorway. You knew what game it was. We need you to play Street Fighter. You need to play me in Street Fighter. We gotta play. We gotta smash. And everyone's like, wait, they're gonna smash? And she's like, shut the fuck up. I will figure it out. She's like, I can't do this. And then finally she shows up back at the storehouse and goes, fine. One set. She's like, first to 5. She's like, first to 5. And then they whip out all the Street Fighter gamer terms on you. And Mio gets her ass absolutely beat. She says, no, we're not doing first. We're doing first to 5. We're doing first to 5. Because she gets her ass beat. And then she slowly gets better during the set. And they're in the final set, final round. And you hear, there's someone in there as the janitor's cleaning. And they're like, we got to get out of here now. What are we going to do? Jump through the window. Blood streaming down her face. She's got like a fight stick in the computer. She's like, we'll finish this later. And she's like, no, never again. To which later on they're like, fine, we got to keep playing. We got to find a way. And so Aya goes to her roommate and goes, hey, listen, can you just like find another place to crash for the night? I need to settle something with Mio. And she's like, 2 girls alone after curfew in the same room with romantic interest? Right away, sir. I'll be back in the morning. And she leaves. To which they play their Street Fighter all night under the covers of the bed to avoid the hall monitors. In which finally, like, okay, we got to figure out some other way to do this. We got to figure out. We go play in public in the park. We're like, this is fine. I'll play fighting games again. I'll do it. This will be my little escape from this noble hell. Just like we got to find another place to play because obviously we can't go in the storeroom because they're onto us by the fact we broke a window in front of a staff member, and they're looking for us. So we have to be more careful because the hall monitors are more keen to this, and I can't keep my room out every day. So Mia goes, don't worry, I found just the spot. The empty room right down the hall from all the other rooms. To which they are immediately busted by I believe it's Yu is her name. She's like a second year, who's one of the hall monitors. He goes, you guys are playing games in here without me, fuckers. And they're like, yeah, that's right, that's what I thought. And then the other senior comes in and goes, what the fuck are we doing in here? And to which Yu just goes, they were playing games. I was just about to discipline them, actually. And she goes, you son of a bitch. To which case, Tamaki, who's the other like second year, goes, well, I gotta report it and get you guys expelled. And then Mio goes, oh, I get it. It's because you're fucking scared. Because you're fucking scared you lose. Because Aya goes, I'll play you for it. And she goes, I'm not gonna fucking play you for it. I haven't admitted to playing anything. And she's like, you clocked the fight sticks. You know what these were. Those people know what those are? Gamers. You're a fucking gamer. So I challenge you. And she goes, no. I'm gonna report you to the school. Like, what the fuck? I'm not putting my ass on the line. And then Mio goes, oh, yeah, you're fucking scared. You would have lost. And they go, the fuck you say? And so after Mio beats her ass all night, they go, fine. This is gonna be our little secret, our little hidey hole, because we're the hall monitors, so we can get away with it. So we're gonna figure this out.
We became hall monitors.
But you gotta help me lab so I can get better at the game. And they go, okay, no, listen, you just gotta lab this one combo 100 times so you can do it perfectly 100 times in a row. That's what you gotta do. You play so formulaic and defensive, but you have to just lab your combos so you can punish effectively. And it's like, yeah, cool, I got you. And so she's up on the top bunk, labbing, while the other ones play the entire night. To which Yu goes,
you know, she's waiting to fucking play you guys 'cause she's still been labbing as she's up there going 100 times in a row. I'm fucking ready. And then they
Give me
go,
the next
fine,
challenge.
fine, you can play, but I'm playing you first. No, I'm playing you first. No, we'll do a little tournament. We'll do a tournament to decide who's gonna play her, but she's gonna be in the tournament, and it's just like that's where we have it at episode 3. This show is this a good show? Kind of.
No, it's a good show.
Is
It's
this,
a good
is this
show.
funny as hell sometimes?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is this show amazing? If you know any remote fighting game terminology, it is fucking peak. They fucking throw everything at you. I can't wait till they start talking about wave dashing. I can't wait till they start talking about like perfect parry if they have that in Street Fighter. I don't know exactly how Street Fighter works because I only played Smash. I know a little bit about it. But like when they're like wake up attack and they're talking about like punish game and labbing stuff, and I'm like,
Control.
they're using gamer words, bro.
I love when
respect
they
it.
hit the okizeme and don't explain it because normal people don't know what the word okizeme means.
Nope.
That's not what sane people do.
They're gonna use
I
the
know what
terms-
oki
They're gonna
is.
use the term zoners and spacing and just like I'm like, oh yeah, the gamer words. I love that.
I can't express how much I adore that they're like, you're playing defensive as Jury. What are
Jury,
you?
why the fuck are you doing this as
They're like-
Jury of all characters?
They're like, you picked
Yes,
Jury.
she's hot.
why
We
you-"
understand, but you're playing a rushdown. Play the rushdown.
She's like, I got punished too
No,
hard
I gotta-
once,
I
and
gotta
therefore I
play- I
never
gotta
played
play
offensive
defensive
ever
blocks
again.
or something, you know.
The moment that
This
secure-
show knows what it was trying
Yes.
to do, and it fucking excels.
It's succeeding. It's succeeding.
It's doing a really good job of
It
it.
knows
yeah.
exactly what it
the moment I knew I was locked in for this show was when they jumped out of the window and the glass of shard was still sticking out of her forehead as she's bleeding, holding a serious conversation with her friend about Street Fighter. I was like, yeah, man, I'm fucking in. I don't know what we're doing. This is rad.
This is what I wanted out of Rock as a ladies.
Yes,
magazine, is what it feels like.
exactly. I wanted this, correct. I don't even really have additional words. Besides the fact
Yeah.
that I enjoy watching this with Michael so that he can say the line over and
Explain
over
the
and
game
over
words.
again.
So it's very funny. Like an hour before I watched this, I played the Tokon demo. And I started playing that. And then we watched this, Cody and I, because Cody watched all of the shows with me except for 2, kind
Poor
of.
Cody.
And the day after that, we bought both Tokon and Smash.
Does-
Show really reignited the love of fighting games.
Does
No,
kind of
maybe
make me
want to
wanna-
play
it
Smash
does
so
kind of make me wanna
bad.
play Smash.
And maybe want to play
Oh, yeah.
Smash so fucking bad. I'm like, no.
I'll bring it to San Fran. I'll
No,
bring
you
it to San
won't. No, you will not. We are busy doing San Francisco things. Amber will fucking kill me.
No, this is like a Saturday night thing, you know?
He's debating it. He's debating whether he can get away with
Nope.
it.
Nope. I'm not debating anything. You don't know anything.
Michael, have you said the line yet?
I know. Don't worry. I'm doing this bit's gonna take me too long because I'm editing the
Okay.
manga panel actively.
Thank you. I
Don't worry,
appreciate.
me
I
too.
appreciate that.
Ow.
I don't necessarily.
really-
This is one of those shows where like it's odd because I don't necessarily think any of the characters are like super interesting yet. But like we're just so over the top, it doesn't matter yet. Like I don't need to really care about character motives or whatever because they are just fucking playing Street Fighter like it's the most serious thing of all time, as they should.
What do you mean?
Yes.
Have you? What was that post I made? Like after watching, I was always like, "Have you ever played Street Fighter with expulsion on the line?"
I think this cast is one of those where like the sum of its parts is better than the
Yeah.
individual pieces, you
The-
know? Like
the
they
sum of
they
its
all
parts
work
good.
really well together, but like you don't care that much about them individually.
Since Michael is busy editing a manga panel, I will say a thing that I know he said to me, which is I know one of his thoughts is he's very interested to see where this goes because he doesn't know, like, how long you can just do this formula,
What do you mean?
like for the whole other
As long
thing,
as you
like
want, brother.
what do you do after you've established locals with with the squad at night, like.
That's the thing. You don't.
Like, are you gonna watch the show and get the exact same enjoyment out of it if they just play locals at night
Yeah.
in the dorm every episode?
If they keep adding more people to play the locals with, yes.
I
But
will,
no, in reality, probably not. No, they got to
Yeah.
do something with it. I think they're going to establish a club, basically, which they'll find probably a teacher that's also really into Street Fighter somehow.
it is really fun to have them introduce characters and go, this character grew up on or got into the game at this entry of Street Fighter, and thus they're not good at this one, and so we kick their ass.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
It's also the classic. I'm better than my friends, but am I actually good at the game? The answer is no.
I was better than every boy on the playground, so much so that they all became cowards.
So much so they stopped me from playing sports with them because that's not cool.
I bullied the boys so hard at video games they gave up video games for sports. Is crazy.
She literally said, "Why don't you guys go fucking touch grass?" And they said, "Fine, we fucking will." And then they touched grass.
And they
stopped playing
played,
video
and then they played soccer. Crazy. Michael, do you have things you want to say, or should we move on? I know you're busy.
And again, this show, I may have already said this, but this show absolutely nails what it's going. It knows what it wants to be, which is
It
a
knows its
fucking
audience.
silly show where girls play Street Fighter and get away with it in silly hijinks ways. And it's fun. This show is unbelievably fun. But yeah, as you were saying, as I had mentioned when we were watching, or not even when we were watching, it was like after the fact. I'm not sure how long that can really go on before I'm like, okay, I get it. I get what you're doing here. Can we do something more? But maybe it'll just work well enough. We don't need to worry about it.
So far,
I mean, the next step
so good.
is to like beat
Go
up
to an
on
actual
some-
local.
Yeah, go to an actual
Get their
local.
SP.
right? This is beautiful.
Incredible.
I'm really bad at GIMP.
Incredible.
This takes like way more effort than it should for a normal person. 'Cause
Yes.
I don't actually sit on GIMP ever.
Listen, Michael, you've seen my thumbnails from today. You understand now my struggles. You understand how hard it was to edit that stupid ass fucking Gojo panel.
But to all the people at home, it is an edit of the Riddy Toshi. Have you ever played soccer with your
Oh,
life? On the line? You
Michael,
just say-
Michael, don't worry. I'm putting it
Oh,
on
you have it on
stream.
screen?
I'm
Okay.
putting it on stream. I'm not letting your
Okay.
work go to waste. Your work go to waste. No, but we sit there, and that's all I hear from Michael every 10 minutes watching this show is would you play a best of 5 with your life on the line?
Would you play first to 5 with your life on the line? Oh, they switch from best of 5s to first of 5s too, which is like, oh, we're not playing a best of anymore. We're just playing now.
Yeah, they're also just playing at some point. One like minor gripe I have with the show, and I understand it's for readability for people who aren't fighting game heads, is that Street Fighter is inherently a best 2 out of 3 within a game. But anytime they go like, oh, is a best of 5 or whatever, a first of 5, they only show they show like the end of one round, not all 3 rounds within a game, or just the 2 to show that who won. And it's a little annoying. I understand it reads better that you just go, and then they won, and they won, and they won. But it's always funny when like the round counter doesn't line up in a way that makes sense. There's a few times where it's a 0-0 set within a game, and I'm like, what are we doing here? We got so close. But yeah, it reads better. It's just a little like they get us. I think this is kind of silly. We try so hard with everything else.
Okay. Where is this on Mal? Oh, it's really close to the top, actually. That's why I couldn't find it. Let's go. I should be fine, but let's get into Villainess. Though I am an Inept, Villainess opens, we are in the typical palace setting. So we got multiple different factions here vying for the crown princes, the young emperor, hand in marriage. There are ladies who are up as potential consorts, who are under head maidens in the big houses, and we follow our main character Ko Rayreen, who, part of the Ko dynasty group, however you want to word it. One of the 5. And each of them have like an element they are kind of associated with, and the Ko are the earth, I believe. And Raven is a very frail girl. She has a lot of physical health issues. But she's also like the most beloved person on the entire planet. They all adore her. She's like every one of her handmaidens thinks she's the greatest thing to ever live since sliced bread. She's the favorite in the eyes of the young to be emperor.
Who's her cousin, by the way?
Yes, who's her cousin? Well, because of course, I mean, this is how this works.
That's how it is, but it is her cousin.
Yeah. And they are doing a festival where they are all gathered, and so as they are here, Shukegetsu of the shoes, who are the fire-based group of the shoes,
The shoes.
walks up to Raven and just tries to shove her off a balcony. Just attempts murder in broad
she
daylight.
does do it.
Yeah, in broad daylight in front of everybody. To which somehow nobody saw it. They're the most crowded place you've ever seen attempts actual murder, and everyone's like, well, we didn't exactly see her do it, but we're really confident she did it because Shukegetsu is the worst woman you've ever met. But what does happen in this moment is Shukegetsu casts a spell that causes her and Raven to switch bodies. And so Raven wakes up in a cell in Shukegetsu's body, as her own handmaiden shows up and chastises her for attempting to kill herself, under the context that she believes she is Shukegetsu. To which she is very confused. She's slowly starting to piece together that she is now in Shukegetsu's body, mainly for the fact that she can now breathe like a normal human being and does not have her entire lungs are not on fire due to her illness. She's then handed a cyanide capsule, and told, you might as well kill yourself, because it is better than what you're about to have to do, which is face trial by lion. And the handmaiden walks away, and Raven, as Shukegetsu, just kind of sits in the cell and is like, yo, wait, there's rats in here. Oh my god, rats are dope. I love rats.
I fucking
They're
love
great.
rats, bro.
And then the candlelight grows big, and Shukegetsu in Raven's body mocks her and is like, haha, now I have the Emperor's favor, and I will get to be with him, and you will get to experience what it's like to be hated by everyone under the sun, and I will get to be the favored one. And Raven's reaction is, whoa, this is real magic. That's dope. I can't believe you can do that. That's incredible. Because
Well, thank you so much. I can breathe now, bro.
Yeah.
You sure you don't want this body back?
Also, I know you got Also, I know you have a fever. You should try this to help you.
Are you gonna be okay? I'm a little worried.
The fourth of the fifth drawer. The fourth of the fifth drawer. Oh.
And so, I don't know if it is... I feel like we get this before we get to the trial by lion. I feel like we do get a cut over to Shukegetsu in Raven's body, to which all of the handmaidens come over, and they're like... And she, well, one, she's starting to realize, oh my god, this girl is so fucking frail. How did she ever go anywhere? What the fuck?
Bro, this shit sucks.
And then... and she's like, but I am being pampered by the Emperor already, and that's incredible. I will take this. It's much better than the life I lived. And then all of her handmaidens come in, and she's like, look, I am not feeling very well. And they're like, yeah, we know. So, like, since you're not feeling well, that means you are in peak condition to go train. What would you like to train? Your arts? Your literature skill? Your diplomacy? And they fucking pull up the Princess Generator stat wheel and go, which one do you want to increase today, my maiden? And she's like, what do you mean this is what she does daily? This is insane.
When you're on the brink of death, you enter the flow state.
Yeah, she
you
enters
lock
the
the fuck
zone.
in, bro.
Raven apparently figured out the zone in a Villainess manga.
Sean, you've played 999.
Yeah.
One must be in state.
But you're gonna hear the opera sound effect kicking because I accidentally clicked on opera. Don't worry about that. You're also gonna see opera pop up for a minute. Don't worry about that. But Raven then
I'm worried about it. I'm worried about it. I'm worried about it.
Keigetsu as Raven then goes, "Hey, look, this is like the worst I've ever felt. Like I might die. I think I need to be left alone." And they're like, "Oh no, that means we have to make you do everything." I believe she eventually does get them to back off a little bit,
Yes.
so that she can rest for the night. And then we cut to the next morning, where it's time for the trial by lion. And we are introduced to the Emperor and his court guards. Are they the silver eagles? The white? What are they?
It's the eagle eyes.
The eagle eyes.
Golden,
Thank
the
you.
golden deer, the
Yeah.
blue lions.
Oh,
the
but
crimson
they are
eagle.
the eagle eyes, and they are led by Shin Yu, who walks up to Raven
yeah.
in the cage as Shukegetsu and is like, "Look, you've committed a terrible crime. Here is how this is going to work. If the lion eats you, you are guilty. It's that simple.
Pretty fair.
We've put you
Pretty
in a
fair.
cage with a hungry lion. It has not eaten for many days, and thus, if it eats you, you're a criminal. We believe you've done it. Good luck with that. Or any last things you want to do. First, as they're getting her to the cage, they offer anybody in the crowd to say any words in her defense, to which nobody does, which is crazy because she has an entire house who's supposed to have her back, and none of them do.
And even one that like recommended her to be like the princess.
Yeah.
And
Like,
like
oh no. Anyways,
So how
it's like they can choose to feed the lion to like
yeah, to satiate it.
make
so,
it less likely for the lion to eat the shit out of her.
Yeah, and nobody does that. So instead what
No.
happens is, Raven tries to talk to the lion first, wants to convince it that it means no harm and they can both get out of the situation without a worry. As she's also desperately trying to explain to people that she is Raven, not Shukegetsu, but cannot because the spell has cast a mute curse on her wherever she goes to mention it. She can't speak words. And so what happens is the lion does jump at her, and then suddenly it's dying. Because, you see, the rat had eaten the cyanide pill and died. And so she felt bad and wanted to bury the rat. And so she brought the rat with her. But because she brought the rat with her, the lion wanted to eat the rat. And so the lion ate the rat, and because the rat died from a cyanide pill, it died from the cyanide pill as well. To which everybody is dumbfounded because the person they so clearly believe was about to murder Raven, has just not died to a lion and thus must be innocent due to the laws of that they have written.
by the laws, and like this is bullshit. We know she did it, and it's like
Even-
I don't know,
But
man.
But
it's
somehow
religion,
no one saw her
E-
do it.
Even the emperor is like, we should probably still just kill her. And unfortunately, Shinyu has to be like, whoa, dude, we have like rules in place here.
But we do
You
have rules,
gotta let her
unfortunately.
go.
They will challenge her authority. It's a whole mess. Like we probably just gotta let her go. It's like, damn
Like
it.
if you
but I
go
still-
back on what you're saying with this, then you're gonna come across as somebody who just like
like a
casts
tyrant.
judgment.
why even do
Yeah.
the test with the lion if you're just gonna kill people if you want them dead? Is essentially the point
Basically,
they
yes.
make.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
And
And on
Shin-
top of that, he also goes, oh, as punishment for pretending to be Mayreen, I'm gonna prod the lion too to
Yeah.
make it even more mad.
to which Shinyu apologized because he's like, we did prod the lion, and you are innocent because it did not kill you. So if it did kill you, it would have looked real bad because we did prod it. So like, it looks double bad on us because you lived after we prodded it. And he's also slowly picking up that something is off about this Shin Keigetsu. I wonder what it could be. I wonder if she's trying to explain
be
it and no
anything.
one could hear it. And so they're like, here's the new deal. You are being moved out of the palace to a new lodging, and it'll be you and your handmaiden. And so we get introduced to Lily, who is Shin Keigetsu's handmaiden, who despises her as everybody else does.
Justfully.
So they get brought out by Shinyu over to a small little shack in a field that is run down with tons of weeds in it. And Rayreen is loving it because she gets to put all of the skills she's learned about agriculture and farming and like cleaning up houses and stuff to work. And she has a body that will let her do it. So she just goes to town on like cleaning up this farm, cleaning up the shack, making this place a new place to live. She has like freedom away from like the strict housing and like tight schedule her frail body kept her on. And she's just being real nice to everybody. The Eagle Eyes come back over and they're like, can we help you with anything? And she's like, And she's like, it'd be so rude to ask them for help. And they're expecting her to, like, ask for a favor to get her out of this. And she's like, is there any way you can get me salt? I would love salt. And they're like, yeah, I guess we could do that. And then later she's talking to Lily. And Lily's like, where'd you get this salt from? Because she's made her, like, bomb-ass food. And she's like, well, you see, the Eagle Eyes brought it over, which is very nice. Because I was just going to cry myself the tears to salt the food. A real line this woman says to her. And then we start to get into the fact that Lily hates her. Lily was born the daughter of a foreign dancer. And so she's like as low on the hierarchy as you can get. So her colors for her robes are washed. And everybody hates her and treats her like trash. And then she's also Shukagetsu's handmaiden. So she gets doubly treated like trash. And then triply treated like trash because no one likes Shukagetsu. So it's like she's literally the worst treated person maybe on the planet. And so as she's walking out, someone from one of the other houses, I think the Ko's, is like, hey, what if you just, like, tormented Shukagetsu for a while? And she's like, why do you want that to happen? And they're like, well, the Emperor really likes her, so if, like, she's miserable, he'll be happy. And she's like, well, this kind of works for me, because you're gonna give me food, and now you're talking about maybe giving me, like, reputation in your house, and, like, that is maybe worth betraying the worst person I know. And then she gets back to the
yeah.
And then she gets back to the farm, and unfortunately, Raven's just the most wholesome person who exists and sees no fault in anybody ever. And she's like, this is weird. Why is she acting like this? She's way too nice. What does she want from me? And she can't bring herself to, like, actually do anything to her. And any of the pranks and, like, torment she tries, like, Raven just finds the silver lining in it. Like, she throws cow manure at her, and she's like, fertilizer, great, thank you. She's like, here's some bugs. She's like, yay, spiders and centipedes, I'll put them in a jar. Like, this girl is deranged and has a screw loose, but it's okay, because she's an angel. And then Lily comes back, and she goes to the member of the code, and she's like, I like, here's my reports, they're honest, I'm not lying to you. And she's like, cool, take this dagger and wound her. Like, show me you hurt her in some way. Bring me back a lock of her hair, like torn up clothes, something that you've attacked her. And if you don't, I'm gonna tell the guards that you stole my hairpin and are a criminal. So your choices are crime or crime. Which one would you like? And so Lily's like, I gotta do this. There's no other option. And as she goes back to do this, one of the Eagle Eyes reports back to Shinju, who is talking to the Emperor, and is like, yo, we just overheard people talking. We just saw her walking with a dagger, looking really broken down, back towards Shinkagetsu. And even the Emperor's like, okay, we can't have her own handmaiden go kill her with a dagger, because then everybody's gonna think that's my fault because of how I treated her. They're gonna think it's okay to treat people like this because it'll earn me favor, and we can't have that. And so Shinju's like, yeah, we'll go over there and handle it. And they're a little late. By the time they get there, Lily's already lunged at her and cut off part of Raven's hair. And Raven's just like, hold on now. She was just cutting my hair. And the Eagle Eyes are like, that's bullshit. And she's like, but can you prove otherwise? Did you see her cause any bodily harm to me? She simply cut my hair. That we can prove. That is factual right now in front of us. And they're like, what are we supposed to do with you? And she's like, leave us be. I will handle it. And they're like, fine, you're okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. And then she gives the world's greatest pep talk to Lily, where she's like, look, you need to hold your head high, and you need to be proud. Your mother came from a foreign land and was a dancer, and probably and made a living doing so, enough that she could have a daughter like you. You should be living a life that she would be proud of. And Lee apologizes. And at the end of the episode, Raven in Keigetsu's body goes, okay, so who's the person who was really mean to my handmaiden? Who do I have to go fuck up now? Which is perhaps one of the best parts of this set of episodes.
She's like, I have a healthy body now. I can do war crimes. I'm very smart.
I know.
If they're calling me a villainess, I'm gonna become a villain.
I'm inept at being a villainess, but I'll do my best, Emperor, just for you.
I know this is very Apothecary Diary coded. I know this is very much the villainess genre. I think this show rules. I think this is one of our shows that has
a very fun show.
I think it's come out of the
fun.
gate swinging. Like, I think it has not, like, spun its wheels at what it's trying to do. I think Raven is great. Michael and I really like the fact that like you get both voices out of the characters from the inner monologues and the outer speaking, and that's really cool. She's just so much fun, and the dynamic that they're setting up with like the palace structure, I think is really cool. I think this is a Villainess show that like stands on its own, a little separate from some of the other ones, and kind of already has a unique identity. And I do think it's really cool to get Shukegetsu in her body just suffering, just having the worst time of her life. Because she did not think about the consequence of swapping bodies with the person literally on death's door constantly. I think I have
This
the
show
most
is, like-
fun watching this show.
Listen, let's address the elephant in the room. This is not Apothecary Diaries.
No,
It is not. It's a lot more lighthearted. It's a lot like it still has that serious tone to it, right? As like a lot of these like politically intrigue, older style. How would you like what era would we call this? I forget, but you know,
mean,
like the Emperor and
Three
like
Palace, Inner Palace structure.
the Inner Palace, Green Palace vibes, right? Like it has that same setting, but it's such a different tone because it's a lot more playful. It's a lot more like the main character's a lot more upbeat, a lot more like I don't want to say Mao Mao's not likable, but in a way that like she exudes like friendliness and like you
Yeah.
want to. This is like I want to protect this being who's being attacked from all sides, but she can probably protect herself now that she has a body that functions. As she starts to slowly repair everything. But yeah, no, it's I really love the vibes the show's given off so far. That's why like I have it so high. Like it's just the characters are great. I love I guess who do we call her now?
I still call her Ray Reed.
What do you mean that's Shukegetsu?
Base Rayreen
That's
I
who
like
it
a lot.
is.
I like Rayreen a lot. I also like the arc we're getting with Riri. It's great. Obviously we have the captain of the guard is clearly interested
He
in,
is,
this
yeah,
new
he is
Shukegetsu.
far more the
Yeah.
love interest than the Emperor.
And I feel like she's being a little bit too nice to the real Shukegetsu, which annoys me. But I do like that she's like, oh, who's messing with my handmaiden? We're gonna fuck them up. We're gonna send a message, and it's going to be heard loud and clear.
Yeah,
and I'm very
it's
interested
like-
to see what they do.
It's like kind of along the lines of like she's just good to like everybody regardless.
Like I said,
And like to a
I-
fault, but like, you know,
But it's why she was
she's
so
a being.
popular
And that's why she's
originally.
loved. Yeah.
it's very much a show I most was like, I want to watch the next episode now of any of the shows we had this season where I'm like, I just want to know what else is going to happen because I'm so invested in like everything going on right now. It's still not like obviously the absolute peak, but like that like we saw it with like Apothecary Diaries. But I'm very like it's very much like the most of any show this season that I was like, I really want to watch episode 4 like now. Like it sucks that there's 6 or 7 episodes out now and I can't watch all of them.
It's really interesting that this is a 5. Like this is a 5. I'm interested to see what they do with 5 different maidens because it's an extra number compared to what you usually see in these shows. So I'm curious, like what other dynamic you're throwing in because usually there are pretty stereotypical 4 tropes for each of these, and they're pretty loose with these already. So I'm excited to see. I'm also interested if we'll see more magic, because Shu being able to do magic was kind of like a very important thing. So I wonder if anybody else in the palace can do it.
Mhm.
Also, this opening's by Millet, and it's wonderful.
Great.
It's very interesting. Technically,
So
she is
good.
still one of like the like where we had 4 consorts in
Yeah.
Apothecary. She is one of like the consort appointee, I guess. Like she is still an important figure despite like being hated because you can't really do much about it because technically she passed the Lions trial, so she clearly must not have done this in some way. Like,
So that's
and my favorite part too was like the back and forth of like the thing too, where she's like trying to explain it and trying to do this. And he's like, "Oh, how dare you imitate her? We're gonna punish you by poking the lion now." And then it comes around where it's like, "Okay, she escapes." And he goes, "Oh yeah, we're still gonna punish you for imitating her." She goes, "Well, wasn't my punishment you prodding the lion?" He goes, "Fuck, she's right. I'm still mad about it though."
yeah.
She's really smart.
I
great.
really love the interaction at the end of episode 3, where the Eagle Eyes are walking back, and it's Shinju and his assistant, and they're like, "We're gonna have to write a letter to the Emperor." And it's just like, yeah, I'll do it. And he's like, it's gonna be really complicated to explain. He's like, yeah, I'll do it. He's like, it's gonna make us look a little bad. He's like, yeah, I'll fucking do it. Like their banter is so good.
Those two are incredible. The bit of you got that right.
Yeah.
You got that right. You've got that wrong.
That was really good.
But I also just do.
And I'm just so ready for the continuation of. So, who made my delicate little flower cry? She's about to go on a fucking warpath through this palette.
But in the way that she would, which is gonna be fun.
Yeah, which is gonna be to make people feel bad constantly.
But I do love that people are still dumb because this is like a phenomenon that has happened that should not be able to be explained besides by magic, which is so rare. But some people are smart enough to be like, okay, but something's wrong because like you were the worst human being I've ever met, and now you're very clearly not. Like the Emperor isn't smart enough to piece that together. He's a fucking idiot. But like the captain of the Eagle Eyes, his right hand man's even like, this is weird. Like something happened after the attempted murder. I don't know what it was. And even Lily's like, I don't know who you are, but I guess she's finally like, I guess this is okay. I'll accept it if I have to. It's a pretty good deal for me.
I really
This is-
enjoy this cast.
Yeah, me and Sean had talked about a similar thing to fighting girls playing fighting games. This show knows what it wants to do, and it's
Yeah.
fucking nailing. It is.
This
It
one's knocking
knows
it out of
what
the
it
park.
wants these like our two main characters to do, and they are doing exactly what they're setting out for. It is perfect. It knows what it wants to do.
Okay, Michael. It's time for the fun
Oh
one.
boy, it's time.
We're getting into the fun ones now.
Okay. Kaiju Girl, Caramelise. This show disguises itself as a romance. I'm not going to talk about the show as if it's a romance. It's a plot point that exists. And, like, probably going to be an end game goal in it. So, let me get the character names. I should know her name, but,
Kuroe.
it's not the... What? She goes by Akaishi constantly. At least in the dub, they just call her Akaishi. Wait. So we follow our protagonist, Akaishi, and she is a high school. I think they're in high. That sounds right. Whatever.
High school, yep.
She is a girl who has, as described at the beginning, a weird medical condition where when her emotions flare up, or just sometimes, she grows body parts like a kaiju. Which definitely doesn't have to do with the fact that she came from an egg, as this show has been alluding to, because her mom is like an archaeologist or some bullshit. But let's not worry about that, because that's like a side plot to the nonsense that is this show. Akaishi is kind of an outcast in school because of this issue she has with the kaiju stuff happening. So we see a bit where she's like in class, and she's like, hey, someone's like in her seat, and she wants them to move, and the person's like, no. So she gets a little mad. Part of her body starts from, she goes to the bathroom and does her little ritual, make it go away, which is she puts on her favorite music and scrolls through pictures like, she does this, and this all leads to her sitting on like the fire escape of the school, kind of drawing as she does, and Minami, the pretty boy of her class and of the school, who also sits next to her, which led to the person sitting in her seat earlier, goes out and sees her on the fire escape. They have a little chat. They talk about, he's like, hey, your art's really, really good. And hey, did you know this cola has fiber in it? He's just silly. He's being a silly little guy. And she's like, and she's just kind of getting mad at him for doing it. She wants to be alone. And she's like, what would you ever know about being an outcast? which leads to a conversation they have later because he invites her to go to a pancake place or whatever, a little cafe that is specialty pancakes, so you needed like a ticket to get into. Yeah, they go. They have a cute little date moment. It's adorable, and also in this, he reveals he's actually not here to eat the pancakes, because he works really hard to keep his body the way it is. He actually used to be overweight. Because this show, as much as it's trying to be a kaiju show or romance, is actually a story about self-esteem and body positivity and body dysmorphia. Because that's what this show is trying to be. Oh, also, I forgot that I didn't intend to forget this. I just had events out of order. After this first little interaction they have on the stairs, because he is the pretty boy. Yes, she's attracted to him. This happened. She has a little kaiju flare-up. She goes home. And there's a scene of her looking at herself with the flare-up in a mirror. And yes, she is unclothed. She is naked, looking at the kaiju flare-up happening on her body. Anyway, back to, they have this little date scene. It's adorable. They're walking back home. Someone runs into them from their class as the two of them are holding hands, walking back at night. And they make a comment, and she starts flaring up again. But this time it's partially because of the comments, partially because of her being with Minami. She runs away and has like a major flare up and goes full kaiju. It's the first time she's ever done this, where she becomes a full, what you'd expect, Godzilla-sized kaiju, size of skyscraper. And we have a really, what I think is really sick scene of her there. We hear like her inner monologue of her screaming out her frustration as the giant kaiju is also screeching. And she's mad. She's annoyed at the world. Just venting out her frustration. She's like, wow, this feels nice. I can finally just vent, because she's unknowingly in this giant kaiju state. She feels free, because this is what her body will do when she just has these emotional flare-ups. Stuff happens. Her mom does stupid mom things, because her mom is the silliest person ever. But yeah, that's episode 1. And the episode ends with her going out of kaiju form, popping up back on the beach once again without clothes, because the clothes disappeared because kaiju. Yeah. Episode 2 happens. We introduce a side character named Manatsu. I'm just gonna pretend she doesn't because I don't like her.
I don't think you can get away with that.
No.
So she
I don't
is,
even think she's that bad.
she is a very one-note character and gets annoying. She is a kaiju fanatic. So she is our push into this idea of like there are people who are like really into kaiju. To the point where she's really annoying. The introduction to her is she goes to talk to Minami at like the beginning of the day, and a kaiju sees and she goes, "Oh, of course, she's pretty, he's pretty. Yeah, of course they're dating." No, Manatsu actually just went to talk to Minami because it was like rumored that he was there when the kaiju came out. So he saw the kaiju, so he'd have the most information because because she's a dingus. Which leads to Manatsu and Akaishi talking. And Akaishi makes like a she's like, "Oh, I wonder when the kaiju, I think it's Jaadugar is the name the kaiju gets."
Yeah.
And she's like, and Akaishi's like, "Yeah, I don't think he's gonna pop back up anytime soon." And Natsu goes, "Ah, so you're the priestess." Like a fucking dweeb. Again, all of Manatsu scenes are her kind of being a dweeb about Harugan, just anywhere. And also her father is like the entirety of Team Flare from Pokemon.
I don't know what is going on with these character designs.
Yeah.
They're goofy as fuck.
Because like
Yeah.
she apparently has some connection to some scientific bullshit, maybe. Again, I don't really remember 90% of episode 2 because it is just a lot of Manatsu is there. Oh, episode 2 ends with her having another kaiju flare because she got locked in the fucking sporting equipment room. That's episode 2's thing. It's that whole thing. And Minami's looking around for her throughout the school. He ends up finally finding her in there because she was like hiding herself because she was having a flare up because she was in the emotional situation of being stuck. She didn't like it. She was having a bad flare. And we have a silly little scene where Akaishi tries to be like really open with him. She goes, "Look at me, I'm hideous," as she has like the hands and the tail maybe the legs at that point. I don't remember. And he's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I can't see you because the lights were off and it was dark." And then she's like, "Motherfucker, I just had this big emotional thing." Seeing him again, she also then has the big flare up, goes kaiju form again, destroys part of the school. Whatever, she disappears back into the river, as she does. And her mom gets her again, assumingly. We don't actually see it happen this time. Episode 3. Her and Mimi go on a date. They go to Disneyland. It's called like Future Adventureland or something.
Destiny Land.
Destiny, yeah, it's fucking Disney. And as she's prepping to go, she is like, okay, if I'm in this part of the park, I can go hide away in this bathroom and to avoid these rides because I know they're thrill rides and I'm going to have bad reactions on them. And she's a whole like guidebook with her. So as this little date is happening, she's trying to kind of distance herself from Minami because she knows if she gets close, she will have these flare-ups. They will just happen. She can't control them. And as the date's going on, Minami notices this. Which leads to an end portion where Minami goes, "I'm sorry that I forced you to be here. I understand. I can see it. You don't want to be here with me. And I'm sorry for forcing myself, or for forcing you into this." Which is like, she trying to rightly go like, "No, I'm sorry. That's not what was happening." But she can't reveal why she's doing this, obviously. She's a fucking kaiju, and that's a little weird to explain to someone. Well, this whole little thing happens. He starts to walk away. She starts having another flare up. She runs off into the bathroom, where she has a major negative episode with one of the sickest scenes of this entire fucking batch so far, where she's sitting on a toilet. She's like, "Why does it have to be me? Why can everyone else just have a normal day? Why the fuck am I not allowed? Why does everything have to go wrong for me?" And we see the shot of her like looking in a mirror as half the glass cracks and she goes into fucking full rage mode. Like the hearts in her eyes are now broken hearts. And it's a sick visual. She walks out of the bathroom in terrible mood, not trying to hide the kaiju stuff. People all around the park are like, "What the fuck is that?" She walks into Minami and Minami goes, "Holy shit, you're in cosplay. Dude, that's so fucking cool." And Akaishi immediately shifts. She's like, "Wait, he accepts me for what I look like right now. Oh my goodness." And then they have this most adorable little moment for the next like 5 minutes because these two are little beans and I want them to. And Akaishi, I just want these two to be happy. Also, the show's music is fucking fantastic, but that's a separate thing. I just think these two are really fucking cute, and I really like this show's body positivity and stuff message. I like what it's trying to. That's why I like this show. I do understand there are issues with it.
So I could forgive it for like the bit with the mirror in the first episode. I can forgive it for that. When it does the bit of her trying to show him the tail in the like storage room and it just shows a full-on shot of her ass, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like I get what it's trying to do. And there are bits of it that I do find funny. However, it just like every other thing it does, it tries to do the fan service bit, and I don't like it. It just feels gross.
I'll be one of. Oh, I lost audio. Did I lose audio? No,
No,
John's
you're good.
muted. John's muted.
Especially because she's just baby too. Like it makes it even worse. You know.
So like I
It's
get
just,
I get that. We're gonna have this conversation again when we talk about Love You Till Our Dying Day. What I said that name wrong probably, but we'll probably have this exact same conversation over there as well. I do not think it is a crime for a character who is in high school to look a little to be smaller and look younger. I also get it that this is a character who is in high school. We are grown adults. It is not. It can be uncomfortable. I do understand that. I, however, agree with Michael that I think every scene in which like she is exposed is a scene that is not meant to be played off really for laughs. It's not a scene that really meant to be played off as like for fan service in my I just don't think in my mind, if you're calling it fan service, like the people you are trying to service with these shots are people who want to look at small girls nude, and I do not think that is the intention of this show. I really do not.
I
Purely
think it's a comedic
because
gag. I agree.
I don't even think it's a gag. I think Michael's right that this is a show that largely is focusing on like a body positivity thing, and I think that one of the big things about this is like I think about all the media, both anime and cartoons I watch, where you have characters who transform into monsters, and the whole premise is that when they come back, like their outfit is ripped, they are nude, they are exposed. Like it is the very common thing to do in this particular type of media to do it with. It doesn't mean that you can't not like it, but like I wouldn't I wouldn't have had an issue with this watching it as a kid when it's my demographic and like I'm that person. Like I wouldn't bat an eye. I truly think it's just because we're older, and for me like I'm gonna be able to look past that, and I do legitimately think episode 3 is a very solid, really good episode of this show. I think the emotional core of it's really great. To me, like the stuff that I don't really think is good are like I don't really care for the gags with her mom. I don't really
Yeah.
care for I don't really care for him as a male love interest. Like I'm not really I think he's very bland. I think he's very golden retriever in the derogatory sense, whereas Sasaki is a golden retriever in a non-derogatory sense. Like to me, she is the interesting part of this show. I enjoy and I enjoy going through her mental state and dynamic a lot. It is not, to me, it is not that much different from a lot of the stuff in Ruri Dragon. It is just that Ruri Dragon is like is doing it in a different way that is much more comfortable to look at. Like I really like this. I think this show is good. I think it got better as it went on.
I definitely agree with that.
I think it will be a test to see what what it chooses to do, right? Like how much more it chooses to do these shots and what ways they're going to keep doing them will tell a lot about what the purpose of them really is for, right? Like if we're constantly getting it, then I might change my tune on it. But I do think they are legitimately so thin and few and far between, and the reasons for them offset my dislike of them. Personally.
So I did like half forget about the one in episode 2 because like in my head he just was talking into the kaiju flare. Yeah, no, the shot of her ass when the tail disappears was weird. That
Yeah,
one in
it's
particular.
It's real bad.
Yeah, that one in particular. I think I've ever seen that one. I was like, ooh. I was like, I can't defend that one. There's like I get it's supposed to be a very quick the tail goes away, but yeah, that one in particular. Yeah, no, that one's bad.
This is also
Like I said,
something
outside of the show's like
Yeah.
kind of fine. It's like
Yeah.
it's like fine. I'm not like in love with the show. I don't hate the show, but it's just like there's nothing I'm super invested in with it. It's just kind of I think honestly one of the weaker romances of our season.
Oh yeah, I
Just in
don't think
terms
the
of, like,
romance in this
the-
works like at all.
The
At least so far.
characters. I like our main character. I like her. I don't really like. The mom's pretty funny too, but like I don't really like any of the other characters around her so far in the show. Unfortunately,
I actually
that's hard to.
I actually did kind of enjoy the like I know you don't like her, but like I really liked the Manatsu stuff with him in the school with her getting locked in the gym
No,
closet.
she's
that
like I said, goated homie.
Yeah,
but
that entire stuff is really fun. I think it's really cool that her outfit design, both in her regular and in like the dress up they do for the date, is intentionally very baggy, so that when she does have the small flare up, she can still hide the stuff. I think that's very neat. I think it's very cool. Like you get the shot of them at fake Disney World where they're there right away, and her left arm is flared up already, but it's covered by the long red sleeve, and so he doesn't realize it. He doesn't see it. I did get really excited in the gym scene that we were just gonna get it out of the way really quick about him not knowing, and I thought that was gonna be very interesting. And then we walked it back, and I was like, "Motherfucker."
Yep.
But I feel exactly the same way about that as I do with like I can make the exact same argument there about the smoking behind a supermarket thing, where it's like, how the fuck don't you know it's her? Thinks that's the premise of the show. It's like I can't get mad at people being dumb and not realizing the obvious thing, because that is the thing the show is asking me to look past. I just got excited because I thought it might be doing something different. John, you're still
Yeah,
muted.
this
I know,
one's
I
like,
haven't said it.
Okay.
I don't know. It's definitely a tough sell for me, just on the just I don't really like her that much. Like, she's okay.
That's fair.
Like, the fan service is,
Baka.
yeah. eh, as we've decided. And like, yeah, we got like golden retriever, yet another golden retriever boy, but it's just like it's you
Just don't care.
you just can't really justify it over like a lot of the other stuff that we have on the season in terms of romance in general.
I can agree with that.
But
Yeah, no, it definitely is
It's not gay
probably the
enough.
weakest romance as a romance.
We don't have any boys or girls kissing the same gender, therefore it's not as good.
Not yet.
True.
It's tough.
Never know.
But she doesn't want to
Monatsu
kiss the
really
girl. She
would
wants
want
to
to
kiss
kiss
the kaiju. It's
Jaadugar.
different. Yeah, it's not her though. It's it's Haruga. It's different.
Yeah.
She's not trying to kiss a girl. She's trying to kiss a girl monster.
Also, yeah, it didn't really get brought up. Like Kaiju designs, fine. I like
Yeah.
when the flare
Kaiju-
portions I think are really good.
I don't hate it. No,
It's like a
fine.
very stereotypical, like older school Godzilla, the really rounded
Mm-hmm.
face.
Mhm.
I like the like heart motif. It is kind of very like, haha, it's a girl. But like they also run with it constantly with like the heart eye things. I think it works. Solid little kaiju design.
It's like not offensively so. That's how I describe it.
Also, I like the color purple.
Purple, good color.
Mason.
Yeah, it's.
Well, I was gonna segue you to your next
It's
show
time.
if you have more you want to share.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's. I agree with that show gets better on like as it goes, but it's fine. I'm not the
No, that's
biggest
fair.
fan.
We're gonna get to a similar thing in this next show where it's just sometimes a scene hits you in a way that just makes you uncomfortable, or in a certain way you just like I don't like it, and it happens. That's
So, it's Dying Day, correct?
yep.
For this?
Yeah. I want
Okay.
to let me tell you're dying.
So I Want to Love You Till You're Dying Day follows our main character, Sheena, who goes to an academy in a country that is at war. And is a magic school to teach them how to be magic soldiers. Child soldiers. Woo! This is a school for 10 to 17-year-olds. Gee, I wonder where they got that from. And Sheena's not good at magic. She doesn't like fighting. She doesn't like people getting hurt. And the school is very rigorous. And she also, we come in on the day after her roommate has died from being deployed.
Woo! Trauma.
Yippee! So we go through her day as she goes to the funeral, which they talk about the fact that there are never any bodies left behind. All of their bodies just turned into ash because they don't want the enemy to get any information off of them. That's fun.
Pretty smart.
And Sheena, at the end of this day, meets Mimi. And Mimi, she meets Mimi when she is out on these like steps in the quad, just kind of crying, eating over rice balls. And Mimi walks up covered in blood, just head to toe, covered in blood. It's not hers. This is fine. And then the next day, Mimi joins her class and becomes her new roommate. Like she never had one to begin with. It's fine. And yeah, Mimi joins the class, and it turns out Mimi is fucking insane in so many different ways. She they get an assignment for like a mock battle where they have to take out targets, and the expectation is each of them kills 3. Mimi kills 10 in the first like 5 minutes. She's also has no problems killing people. She's sent out on deployments almost every day. It is ridiculous. But she's just like a 10-year-old girl that's just a little cutie pie. She's just a little sweet boy, sweet babe. Also, we establish in this show that people can get healed from major injuries, like, you know, an arm getting cut off or something like that, by kissing someone else. There's nothing gay about it. It's just healing magic, we promise. Ignore the 2 lesbians over in the corner.
They really want you to ignore them. They want you to look anywhere but at them.
Hey! You guys don't seem depleted of magical energy. Yeah, no, we're still transferring, guys.
Yeah,
Don't worry
we're still
about it.
transferring. Don't worry about it. But yeah, Sheena, during this mock battle that I mentioned, does in fact get her arm cut off, because it was the site of a battle from like 3 days prior, and there was someone still there. Mimi immediately just fucking ices this man, and then proceeds to give over her magical energy to get Sheena to just grow an arm back. I think there's a bit of Sheena recovering, and
They have downtime and they use it to clean their dorm because Mimi's a fucking monster when it comes
She's
to
a
keeping
slob.
things clean. Her socks are everywhere constantly.
somehow they ended up on the chandelier in like a day. But yeah.
And then,
So like
well, they bond and they become friends for the first time. We get conversations with Sheena and the other girls about the fact that Mimi might be immortal. They think like she's a secret weapon that can't die.
yes.
And they're like, how are you doing? Or like, what's it like living with her? And Sheena expresses that like, oh, I think I've been scared of her and I've kind of been treating her as different, and maybe that wasn't the right thing to do.
Pardon me. And then we do end up finding out at the very end of episode 3 that Mimi cannot in fact die, because she can just put herself back together again because she is already dead. She is just a zombie, I guess.
She comes back dismembered in a bloody bag.
In a bag, just in
And
a
it's just
fucking
like-
burlap sack.
She just like fucking re-Frankensteins herself, and then she's like, ta-da!
The nurse is like, don't you dare make me fucking do this myself. I know you have the ability to do it on your own.
I'm not touching you.
The guy who brings her back
So-
is like, she could at least make it easier to find every part of her body. It was kind of a pain in my ass.
So pros to this show. The action's fucking sick in this show.
Oh, it's
It's
so good.
It's
so
so
good.
good.
Cons. The rest of the show, in my opinion, not actually. Like, some of the plot is interesting, and this like theocratic like fascist state that they're in is like an interesting like expression on like stifling creativity and like peace and all that. I get it. I'm uncomfortable.
Like,
Good.
okay,
You're
but-
supposed to be.
Yeah.
Look.
I
I totally get it if you want to check out of this show because you are uncomfortable and you don't like it. In the same way that like John fucking could not watch Summer Hikaru died, I totally get it. However, I think that is a huge testament that this show is fucking doing its job right. It is gay and it is dark and it makes you uncomfortable.
I like, okay. I think that like the biggest problem I have with this show is that like for a show that's like very marketed toward being Yuri, despite them like not, you know, kind of hand waving the fact that it's like it's very good. No, it's totally mana transfer. It's actually the worst part of the show.
That
Mhm.
my issue is also she's fucking 10.
She's
Supposedly.
technically she's 14. She's the same age as them somehow. Boy, does she not act like it. And
Also,
that's what I dislike. She doesn't act 14.
Yeah.
She acts like a child.
Also, she's
Which
dead.
is
but
intentional. Again,
also-
the show is trying to make you feel uncomfortable. That is like the whole set of everything in this school supposed to be you don't know why things are happening. Randomly, 12 kids will be called to the front lines to fight a war, and 3 of them won't come back. You're not supposed to like what's happening. But I don't know if Mimi being a child is intentional as part of that. You're supposed to feel uncomfortable. That's what I
Yeah.
don't like.
I will say
Like, that's my issue.
I will say this is a genre where like there is an appeal of this genre to the audience it is shooting at, that like your core couple in these kind of Yuri stories like are very soft and young and like innocent in appearance. Like that is a very core conceit of a lot of like hard targeted Yuri content. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I'm not the demographic for this, I'm pretty sure. I'm like 85% sure this isn't supposed to be targeted towards me. What I will say is I have this as my number 1 show because in a similar vein to Ghosts in the Shell, I think this show is nailing its tone. It's nailing its set piece. I like its characters. I think this is the show that by far has the most mystery and mystique around it, where like, okay, I am watching this. What am I trying to figure out is going on? What am I a part of the ride for in terms of following Sheena in this story? I think a lot of this stuff that is here is really cool, and unfortunately for me, in comparison to a lot of you guys, I don't really have issues with like any of the not like I don't want to say the Yuri stuff, but like that is what a lot of it falls under in like the broad category to this side of the show. Like the stuff that builds like the base of the Yuri for this, like I don't take issue with a lot of this either. And again, this could just be I have read again, I say I'm not the target demographic. I have read a fair amount of Yuri manga, especially dark Yuri manga. I've read some very dark Yuri manga. And like I think this is relatively tame to some of the stuff I've read. And I'm very interested in what this is going to do. And gosh darn, is this show really pretty.
It is.
It also only in episode 3 did I notice it. It mixes a bit of CG a little bit here and there. And it's very interesting when it does.
Yeah, that one scene was weird because it's like they're
Yeah.
animating over what was a 3D model, but it is still the 2D character. But like they don't move like a 2D character does. They're too fluid.
Yeah, it's like it's 3D rendered flat.
Yeah,
It's
it was
odd.
strange.
This show felt
It didn't
like
look
a
bad.
show.
It was just strange.
This show felt like a show that it wanted me to watch it as the first 3 episodes, but the way that it ended its 3rd episode, it really, to me, it felt like it was kind of meant to be a set, even if it didn't air like that. This is one of those shows where I'm like, okay, we're now out of the entry of this. I'm very excited to see what episode 4 does, because it will say a lot about this show, I think. In a really weird way, I know this may not be a favorable comparison, and that you might not agree. But like the war element of this is very 86 in my brain, where I'm like, what are we trying to figure out in relation to what's going on with the war? I'll give 86 this. It was much clearer on what was going on. It wasn't.
I don't hate that comparison at all.
Yeah,
Like
I see it. I
we,
see
d-
it.
you're not supposed to like the fact that like that all these like kids are just fucking dying, you know?
I'm really interested to why
Well-
Sheena's still here, because you would think this school wouldn't really have a purpose for a girl with no magical aptitude and who has absolutely no interest in war. So I'm very interested in why she's still here. I don't suspect good things.
I mean, because they make the comment, is it episode 2 or 3, where they're like, Yeah, we call it the school, but it's not actually a school. It's kind of just a big orphanage, but like
And
where
they
we're
call it
taught
an
magic
orphanage.
to go to war.
They call it Magic Orphan School.
Makes you. It
I,
makes
I
you.
think Omi, their teacher, is sick. I think she's such a good like character mystery of like she is hiding so many things about all this information from us. Same with Fran.
Yeah.
I
But I-
don't know if I quite care about Seiran and Ari. I think those two are just there because they really need to have like these
They
two
need to fill
are
out the cast.
gay.
I don't know. They have.
Boy,
we
Ari.
gotta show you the Yuri before the main characters do, you know?
But they
Like,
also
I
have an
imagine
interesting.
we're gonna get stuff with them.
They have an interesting dynamic going around where one of them is a lot more war focused and the other one's a lot more like observant in the back, and so it almost feels like it. They feel like a character type that is made to be a duo for like a purpose, but we don't know what the purpose of them being a pair is yet.
Yeah.
Like
I think we just need more with them for
like-
them to really like settle into what
Yeah.
they want to be in the story. Mimi and Fran's bantering is funny every time. I love those two. Is good banter. 10 out of 10.
It is very good.
Yeah, Fran's great.
And I think there is a lot this show does really well. The funeral scene in episode 1 is fucking heart-wrenching. It is such a well done scene. I think it was episode 1.
Yes,
Maybe.
it's one.
Yeah, it's episode 1.
Yeah.
I don't know. This show to me was up there as like the quality was really high for it, and it was consistent the whole way through. And that really stood out to me. In like some of the stuff where like I really enjoyed Villainess, but I didn't feel like there was an element of the quality where I was like, this could still be a step higher for like what I really enjoy when it comes to rating shows on the podcast. But I really like it nonetheless. Like Supermarket was like a slower build for me. Probably the closest thing to this in my head is Jaadugar. In terms of like, I'm really in on what we're doing. I'm really hooked on the characters. I really like the structure of it. Yeah. I'm scrolling to find, there it is. I need the next set of names for when we talk about this show. If I have words to talk about, oh boy. Because we're on our last show. It's also you again, Mason.
For sure. So oh boy, I was wrong about her. Is a romantic comedy where, hold on, let me get the names. It's Haruto or Hayato, excuse me. Hayato is our main boy who
Why do they all H
when he-
names?
I know.
You.
So Hayato, when he was growing up, he had this friend named Haruki, and they were great. They were best buds. They played in the mud together, all that. And then Haruki moved away to Tokyo. 7 years later, Hayato has also moved to Tokyo, and he just happens to end up in the class where the like it girl, the most popular girl in class, also happens to be named Nikaido Haruki. But he's like, no, that couldn't possibly be her. There's no way, because my Haruki was a guy. Sure, buddy.
Oh boy, was he
Um,
wrong about her.
Oh boy, was he
Shut
wrong about her. So Hayato goes around the school for the day, meets a couple new people, meets the gardening girl. I don't remember if he's met anyone else. And he ends up figuring out that Haruki is in fact his Haruki. And she's basically putting up a front of this popular girl so that she can make it through high school. But she missed Hayato, and they end up hanging out again. Also, nothing is wrong with Hayato's home life. We promise nothing bad is happening there. He definitely does not have a mom in the hospital.
And nothing is wrong with Haruki's home life either.
No, definitely not. It's fine. Haruki and Hayato hang out a bit, but whenever they hang out, they only hang out really at Haruki's place for some reason, and she never lets him anywhere except for the entryway and her room. Turns out he eventually pushes his way into the kitchen and finds that she's living like a fucking slob and doesn't take her trash out or anything. So he takes her home.
And the house is
And takes
empty
her-
as fuck.
Yeah, there's like nothing there. It's weird. So he takes her back to his house. He goes, "Hey, sister, this is Haruki again. They had met previously at a gas station or a convenience store." And he goes, "Hey, sister, she's gonna be eating here now. We're just gonna eat together." And Haruki's like, "What?" And her sister's like, "Okay, cool." So they now make food for her, and she basically lives with them now. Also, this main character is very Sakta coded because he does not have a cell phone, is very chill, but he also solves everyone's problems. I can't remember much of anything else.
He visits his mom in the hospital.
Yeah,
Has a
which is a very short visit.
short interaction with her.
Yeah.
And then bumps into Minamo as well, whose grandfather gets upset because he thinks he's hitting on her. And so she gets upset because she wants him to be hitting on her, and it's embarrassing that her grandfather doesn't like it. They're cute.
Yeah.
He keeps thinking of her as a sheep.
And he's right.
And he's right.
He is.
She's also a mushroom.
His sister takes Haruki clothes shopping. We get like a hint that his sister maybe had a crush on Haruki when she also thought he was a boy growing up. And then she makes a phone call to a shrine maiden from back home, who it is unclear if she has a crush on Haruki or on Hayato, because she has a very visceral reaction to finding out that Haruki is a girl. But is that because she liked Haruki or because she liked Hayato and now knows that there is a much closer competition? I don't know because we don't know. It's unclear.
Yeah.
They run this bit in these episodes where him and his sister have the craziest banter I've ever fucking seen.
Okay. I love this banter though. They're so fun together.
It is maybe my favorite part of the show. I will not lie. The bits they
Agreed.
run are insane and they're great. I wish I
Like,
could remember
I
what
think-
they were, but
I think it's just like the interactions with the characters between all the main characters of the show are actually like quite good. Like, is there any more to like? Is there like that much more to like actually having a story and substance past that? Not really, but it's just kind of if you're just there to enjoy some banter between some friends that is definitely not romantic coded between the non-siblings, then yeah, it's good,
this show is
I have
fine.
a fun time with the show.
The show is fine. It makes me laugh every once in a while. That's about where I sit with it.
Yeah.
It sure does worry me that this is another one of those shows, and it's the opening's fault. I don't know what the fuck this show's opening's visuals are, but Jesus Christ, what are we doing? It also
Right?
has the worst looking sequence in any opening I've seen in a while, where it runs at like not good frames. I don't know what they're doing with that one either. It's crazy. But no, I think this show, this is of all of our romances, this for me is the one where I would care the least if it was gone off this podcast personally. And it is totally not its fault that to me it is just the worst Tomo-chan. That's not his fault. Just happens to be doing the exact same bit as one of my favorite mangas of all time.
Hey, we love them tomboys, baby. See, Sean, I thought you'd be all over this because you're the tomboy guy in the call.
That's the thing. If it's worse than his other tomboy things, then what's
That's
even the point?
true. Slightly less peak tomboy.
Like, she's fine.
Silly me.
Like, I don't, the problem is that,
I don't
like, I
hate
don't,
Haruki.
no, but I also, she doesn't have anything that, like, makes her super endearing to
But
me.
it could be better.
Like, I think like, of the interactions Haruki and Hayato have, my favorite is her being tired because she was on the phone all night with his sister, and smiling at the text message and everybody else thinking she's got a boyfriend, and he just tees it up for her. I think that bit's really good. It is crazy they tee it up and she makes it sound like she's she's gay. It is a crazy tee up in that regard. But I don't know. I think it's fine. I would watch another episode of it if I have to, but it is definitely like down there as like this will be one of the first things to go for me this season for sure.
Yeah, this is just fine. It's just a fine little cast of characters. They're vibing. This show has like inklings of like what could go into really neat stuff. No, I think it's episode 3 mainly, where like they go over to Haruki's house and she has garbage everywhere. Like she does not function outside of school. And I was like, okay, we got something here. She is like a non-existent family. Okay.
There's the weird
Where
thing
to go with this?
There's the weird thing where like their dad exists but doesn't exist. Like he goes and visits their mom, and there's weird tension about that. Like I am interested in like what it might be doing with those things, but it's a matter of like how long do I have to endure the best friends not lovers trope until we get to unpack the meat of like their character trauma.
Yeah, because I think what the thing specifically for me here is that like Love Unseen is just cute couple doing cute things. They're just vibing. While like this one gives you inklings of something but never does anything with it. And I don't know if that pisses me off more. The fact that it like teases me and they go, "Don't fuck you. No character arcs, no trauma."
Well, I also think this is
You're
very...
just gonna know they have trauma, and we're never gonna talk about it.
Again, I think all of these romances feel very slow because we're coming off of romances that were very fast. And even if they weren't fast, they were very quick to get into their drama. Like we're coming off of Ramparts, which was very
Ramparts and
drama
Polar
heavy.
Opposite.
We're coming off Polar Opposites, which was a super fast romance. We're coming off of Agents of the Four Seasons, which was a slow burn, heavy drama filled romantic action show. What else did we have that was romance the past couple of seasons?
I mean, marriage talks.
Yeah. Which, like, you were at the meet of each girl by the second or third episode into the sets, right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine and Tomo's B-side.
God, Tomo's was goofy as fuck.
Second prettiest girl, if we want to bring it up.
I don't. It's not as bad, but it's fine. But even then, like, the dynamic of those characters were so much clearer, and you were moving, and that show's romance was moving so much faster than a lot of the stuff we have here. Like, good on Love Unseen. In that, like, we're getting a date out of these two characters. I actually do think they're really cute. I don't think I got to talk about it as much as you guys did. I do agree with Austin. I love the way she flirts because you are right. You said it. I was away from the computer, but I had the stream up. Yeah, that's the way that I think people should flirt, but not the way you often see it happen. Like, the line of, "Yo, what does your bookmark say?" I'm not gonna tell you because I want you to read it one day is crazy flirting from someone who is blind. Telling you that they want you to learn how to read Braille so that you can know what their bookmark that has significant meaning to them says is crazy. Especially to then lose the bookmark immediately afterwards. Thanks, Shell.
Yeah.
Dude, she's so locked in though.
Oh, she knows what she wants. The car's doing good, John.
W car.
The promotion's fine.
Oh, I'm gonna hear it. Good to hear, Sean. It's been a minute.
Baltimore's like doable. The problem is availability for it. When is it?
It's Friday the 18th. We're going to a baseball game.
In September?
Oh, we're going to Camden Yards on the Friday.
Yeah, it's the only day
Hell
they're
yeah.
like home. That's also
Baltimore's like
reasonable.
actually super doable for me.
That's what I'm saying. Come watch baseball with us.
See, I don't know if I want to watch
The
baseball.
problem is
but,
I
like,
don't. I'm almost never off on a Friday, and so I just and I've already unfortunately put in a fair amount of time off for September and
Okay,
October.
we're also going to be there on Thursday as well and have nothing to do. So
Ooh, I might be able to pull that off because I am typically.
we are there from like Wednesday early / Tuesday very late night into leaving Sunday. So
I will let you know when I get closer and have that schedule. If there is
Could be
something I
fun.
could do one of those days.
we can do things.
Because I am like maybe an hour out of Baltimore.
Well, we'll talk about this in a minute. Let's wrap the podcast, Tom. We have the results of the voting in. So we vote on our shows on whether they should be saved or whether they should be slayed. And so shows that have full saves: Smoking Behind the Supermarket, Jaadugar, Love Unseen Beneath the Clear Night Sky, Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games, Though I Am an Inept Villainess. Shows that have one slay. I want to love you until your dying day.
You good?
No, I had a visceral reaction to that. Ghost in the Shell. Shows that have two slays. Goodbye, Lara. Oh boy, was I wrong about her. Shows that have
Oh,
three
boy.
slays. Kaiju Girl. And the show that has 4 slays is Black Torch.
We didn't all burn something. That's impressive for week 1.
Well,
Good
Mason-
job on us,
yeah,
guys. We picked shows
I
that
think
weren't
that was about what
5-vote
we
worthy.
expected to see.
That's listen. Just
That's a
'cause it's what
lot
we
of
expected.
that's a
It's
lot of
still
slays for a week
good.
1. That's a lot of slays
Yeah.
across a lot of shows.
I voted for 2 shows and I felt bad
So did
voting
I.
for the second one.
I felt fine voting for the second one.
Yeah, I mean, it was more like I would have felt bad if Black Torch go.
I tend to always like
I
shoot
just think
3 on week 1.
that's fair.
I think it's the week to just shoot
I
stuff.
have a quota I need to hit, you know.
That's crazy. I did a Michael knows this. I did a comparison to this season and last season, which was like I tried to rate my shows for every episode. Last season, in the first 3 episodes of every shows, I gave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 episodes, a 9 or higher on my rating for their individual episodes.
That is for the 50% of the 33 episodes. That's crazy.
This season I
crazy.
gave out, I think the total was 6.
I'm not nearly as generous as Sean is with my ratings.
Well, cause like here's the thing. Like a show can have an episode can be a 9, and the show overall will still be like a 7 or an 8. Like
I'm talking
'cause
about the
it-
episode. Sorry, I
Yeah.
misheard.
Yes, this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
episode.
individual episode ratings.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
that's
different.
that's how
the
I like
individuals,
to
'cause I'm not-
that's how I like to get my end of the season general feel. Is because I feel like it encompasses the experience better for me if I'm tracking it
No,
as I
makes a lot
go.
of sense.
So like I literally have a spreadsheet where it just calculates the average as we go. So like most of our shows, like there's a couple of shows this season that are a little under an 8, but most of them are sitting in like the 8 range. Of like I think
The
these
7
shows
range,
are an 8 right now, generally, because I think they're good. Like I think they're very good shows that I will enjoy so long as they keep doing what they're doing and they don't make me not like them. Again, very few things when I rate them are gonna get below a 6. Like just because I'm very generous in that idea. Because like I truly do think that like if you are a 5, like you're a very average show, and I think most anime nowadays is not average. It's better than average. And I just simply don't watch bad things anymore.
True.
And when I do, I
True.
get
I think- I
get rid of them quick enough that I don't have to watch them.
Yeah, like that's like a general thing with like people rating shows like a 1 or a 2, and I'm like, if something was that bad, I was not getting to the end of it, so I don't feel safe. I don't feel like I can give it a number.
There's a recent
Like
Wonder
I cannot finish something that I think is that
Yeah.
bad.
I think like anything, like my rationale is anything below like a 3 or a 4, I won't finish. But if I'm rating something into 3 or 4, I was forcing myself to sit down and finish it, despite my better judgment.
Yeah.
Me watching season 1 of Record of Ragnarok, me going, but the manga reader said it was really good.
And they were probably right.
Maybe in the manga it's really good. I have no idea.
I mean, like, I know off the top of my head what like my worst rated things are, and it's like a season of Cardfight Vanguard that I think is abysmal.
Mhm.
Nodame Kantabale, which I think there is something about that show that just
I think if we rewatched it, I think we
I
wouldn't
think we'd
hate
like
it as
it
much.
better, but yeah, the context in which we watched it and the way that her character grinds on me was not a good experience. The Wonder Egg Priority Special in particular is rated really poorly because it's dog shit and should not exist. More harm than good to an already sinking product. What the
Okay.
fuck's the other really bad thing? Hold on.
I have Tokyo Ghoul season 2 in there as well for that.
I think my only fours are Record of Ragnarok season 1 and Isekai Smartphone. I think that's it. I think I have a bunch of 5 that same season of Cardfight Vanguard
It's
is
bad.
just bad.
It's bad.
It-
It's a shame because it's a shame because it's like
it's sandwiched between cinema.
Here we go. I finally got to
I mean,
yeah.
if you look up the ratings of the 4 seasons of first Vanguard series, Asia Circuit's just dog shit.
Nobody
is,
likes
I
it.
think
It's because the main
it is agreed upon as terrible.
Imagine you're watching a sports show and your main rivals the entire time are obnoxious shit kids. That's what that season is. Yeah, the Wonder Egg Priority Special I have out of 3. I have Darker Than Black Gemini out of 4. I owe that a rewatch after watching OVAs. I will probably enjoy it more. Nodame Katabali is a 5. Asia Circuit's a 5. Peach Boy Riverside is there out of 5. We all know how I feel about that. Buchigire is there out of 5. The Samurai one. Cause that's abysmal dog shit. And then like my 6s are a bunch of Prince of Tennis seasons. Sort of online. And like some of the other Cardfight Vanguard, a bunch of like the mediocre sports shows I've watched. Margetsu War Heisers. Yeah, that's right. It's on the same level as Sort of Online in my brain. That's not fair. That's really rude. That's really mean. I should really.
I have SAO at I have SAO at a 7. I don't know if I agree with that.
I need to reevaluate my list because I have original Full Metal Alchemist at a 6.
Yeah, I
Notably,
I like it a lot more than that. But
yeah, I have Conqueror of Shambhala at 5. I have Fire Hunter at 5.
fair. I will. I do. If I rated stuff on this podcast that I didn't.
Well, I
finish,
did finish that
know
one.
you
Are we
did
I
talking like
only rate
lowest
things that
rated
I finished.
podcast shows right now? Oh,
So-
jeez.
Fire Hunter is weird because it just kind of like introduces what should be a season 2 and then it just ends.
But
I
think
also
is
have
Fire Hunter getting a season 2? Is that a
no.
thing? Okay.
No.
Maybe it was just bad and didn't get funding.
So it's a series of novels and I think that's why. But I also have season 2 of Haruhi at a 4.
You know,
Because
Endless. Yeah.
Endless 8.
Endless 8.
And it's only a 12 episode season.
No, but you don't get it. The Endless 8 is so good. It's cinema. The director's vision. No, it's
It's dog
I haven't
shit.
watched it, but like I cannot comprehend someone trying to argue watching the same episode 8 times with like a minor change each time is good.
I'll be
fiction.
honest. I skimmed through it a bit at some point because after like the second time you watch through it, you're like, wait a minute.
I feel like I feel like you could do it 3 times and get away with it. Any more than that, it's
Rule of
just
threes.
Yeah.
I think we need more than like one slight change at the end though.
It is-
It was literally for 6 of those 8 episodes, there's literally nothing that's changed.
I think I still do
Like
agree that
actually nothing.
I think it's more defendable I think it's more defendable for something airing than watch, but it makes it a really bad rewatch or binge, right? Like that's the problem. I think that is a major detriment to it. Like if you watched it week by week, I think that is maybe an interesting idea, maybe not a good one, but Mason, when you for Fire Hunter, is that just 10 episodes?
Yes.
There is a second season that is out.
Oh. Shit. Okay. Did
Yeah, I was
not
like,
know
I do
that.
vaguely remember
Yeah,
seeing a
it's
season
it's
2, but I
another
also
10. It's
might be
another
insane.
10 episodes. It came out a year later.
What is it with novels and being 10 episodes? Fucking
It's
Shoshiman looking ass motherfucker. Like,
it's such a weird one because
Well, I will
it
tell you.
introduces a very large portion of its plot and then just kind of stops.
I will tell you, Mason. It's sitting at a 6 point. The first season's a 6.3. The second season a 5.9. A sequel with a
Oh,
lower score than its
boy.
original is not a good sign.
It was already not a good show to begin with.
That means that means the people who stayed with it also didn't like it.
Yeah.
Beyond that, that's crazy. But
The
yeah.
lowest rated show we've ever had on the podcast for me is Wonder Egg Priority.
I have that at I have base show at a 6 and then special at a 2.
Special I have at a 1.5. There's one thing lower on my list, and it's Homoto Umaru-chan. And I think that it's absolutely
I think you
justified.
just really hate that. I mean, I haven't
It's
rated most of the
so
stuff from
dog
podcasts.
shit.
Yeah, because I don't finish most
I
of the
think-
stuff from podcasts.
Yeah. My 2 lowest, they're tied at 6, are Peach Boy Riverside and Mr. Love Queen's Choice.
Yeah, again, Buchigire and Peach Boy for me.
Yeah, I didn't ever rate. I also didn't finish Buchigire. That's why. I didn't
and there's a
rate that
lot
one.
of stuff on podcast that's in the 6 range because again, they're fine. Like they're perfectly fine stuff, but they don't do anything. So like that's Days with My Stepsister, or sorry, Stepmom's Daughter is My Ex is in there.
Yeah, okay,
First
that one.
season of
Why
first
was that
season of
so
Rent a
good?
Girlfriend. Wandering
Sing
Witch,
Yesterday Movie I gave a 5 to.
Somali, Orisuke, which maybe should again Orisuke just
Yeah.
doesn't
Oh,
nudge
I-
itself
I'm gonna
out.
post it.
I have such a long wall of.
The girlfriend
Deadlands
got a
and
5.5
apes.
for me. That's pretty good.
Cinderella Refine, Orphan, Babylon.
I-
Rio's work is never done.
Alright.
Yeah.
With that, I am